Duh.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Polymarket has the Trump odds going up, right?
Yeah, it's been, Trump odds have gone up. It's like that. He's pretty high again.
Let's see what he's at right now.
Where are
Yeah,
y'all
he's at
finding
he's
this
at
map
62%.
map thing y'all got?
It's the 270 to win. Just Google like 270 to win, and then it'll come up. You can see it.
They gone? Did they leave? Oh, I think my maid's just left. Woo!
Is she voting for Trump? She better be.
I don't think they can vote.
Well, unless the Dems have their way.
Mm-hmm. They'll vote Trump.
All
Hey, there you
right.
go. You coming through in the clutch right there, Paul. Good job. What is your IP? I got all the supplies here. We about to have we got the alcohol next to me now. We got the other things next to me. Everything's
Oh
going
yeah.
well.
No, I got a bunch of booze and uh, just booze. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm not as
Hmm.
as exciting as you, I
Hmm.
guess, Gibbs.
No, I'm not gonna put that on the stream. Nobody can see that.
Oh, also, Gibbs, Wick messaged me and wanted to know if we wanted to hop on and
Yeah, I'm
and have
done.
some kind of, yeah, we can do that.
Pre. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Yeah, we're just. I'm really pretty much up for whatever here. I know that what's his name's been trying to get us for 3 or 4 times. He was like, "All right, 9 a.m., 4 a.m." The other time with you two, I was like, "Oh, you
Yeah,
know
if,
what?
if I do if I do 3 o'clock in the morning, I can do it, but then I definitely can't do 9 o'clock the next day.
Well, Papa Gibbs is
I'll be
built
dying.
different."
No, I know. I told him you're a machine. I think you're built a little bit differently. I think you'll be able to do it.
Oh, I'll do it. Yeah, I'm gonna be fine. Yeah, don't lose this. I don't give a shit. They're not gonna see me now. People always so concerned. Always concerned. Yeah, I've been watching these what are they called all day? The people streaming, and it has been. I gotta say, I think it's the copium is kicking in for a lot of people. Uh, like they're like, I saw someone predict that. All right, I'll give you an example. Speaking of Wick, he goes, "Oh yeah, saying some states won't flip, like California would never flip. That's accurate. But then he's like, people say states like Pennsylvania and Texas won't flip is crazy. I was like, bro, there ain't no way Texas is flipping. In fact, like Cruz is even up like 5 or 6 points on fucking all red. Last I looked.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, remember, were you? Yeah, you were part of that conversation, which we're talking about the betting markets, and they were their cope was basically, look, you're going to see all the betting odds converge on the day of, right, and then it's
Which
going
I
to be
think is
accurate,
somewhat accurate.
right, and then it's going to like, oh, that's going to be like, then that's going to be the accurate map, or that's going to be the accurate projection the day of, but we are at the day of, and Trump is even more ahead, right, than he was when we had that panel.
Yeah, I mean, and then it turns out that one guy, they were like, oh, he's the French connection that's changed the odds. Turns out that guy is just some nobody who's put his entire life savings on Trump. And they're like, oh, because they kept saying that's why Polymarket's skewed, and et cetera, et cetera. And it turns out it's like not what they said. It's just some random dude from France who threw this money down. And it was like, I was like, interesting, because I started looking at all the other betting websites, and they're all still favoring Trump pretty heavily. And so I'm like, huh, something's not adding up with y'all's math. And then we were talking about the betting markets, and I was like, well, they're like, well, Trump was at 67. I was like, yeah, when I saw he was at 67%, I put money down on Kamala. Because if you're a good gambler, what you're going to do is you're going to bet the odds. You're not going to bet who you actually think is going to win. That's why I don't bet culture. Are y'all done? Thank you. I'll send the cash now. Appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. So like, I was like, you bet the odds. You don't bet the whatever. Like, so like, if I do an MMA card, because I actually did work for BoneSnapper.com and USA Today for about a year,
Oh shit.
and Yeah, I was an odds guy, and I was basically what I did was I'd go around. I basically just worked for Bone Snapper to get free press pass. I go to UFC events, haha. But what you did was you'd go there and like I ended up being an odds maker for Bone Snapper for a while. And the way you bet a card properly is there's about 10 to 12 fights on the card. I think some cards have 9, but usually it's between 9 and 15 on like a really big card. And what you do is you look at a card and you will bet the odds, right? You'll go and say, okay, this guy's should be a 1-to-1 favorite, or this guy should be or not a 1-to-1 favorite. This guy should be a 60% favorite, and then it'll be like plus 180 or plus 220, and you'll bet those, right? And then anything that's less than 200, like plus 200, is pretty close fight, right? And so you're like, oh, okay, this guy's plus 140. That's and the other guy's minus 130. That's going to be a even fight, right? Anybody can win that. But then you'll go and look, and I'll give you a good example. This is when I bought my first truck. Is I saw that Johnny Hendricks was an 8-to-1 underdog in a championship fight, and so the day I saw that, I put $2,500 down because there's no way that he's an 8-to-1, a minus 800 underdog, right? Like or no plus 800 underdog, and I was like, done. So like as soon as I did that, and then when he did win, I ended up winning like 10K, and I was like, oh, bet that's paying off this truck I got right here. And then I ended up doing that again like 2 weeks later on a John Jones fight. And since Mark Hamill won by a disqualification, I ended up winning 30K off that shit. And so like it's really like when they're sitting here saying, hey, the betting markets, people just vote betting on what they hope is gonna win. They don't know what they're talking about because that's not how you gamble if you actually are a serious gambler.
Yeah, and I mean, and also get the strategy. There's another strategy which is just like um, assuming like again, we shouldn't be talking about silver linings right now. We got to be hyping people up to vote, Gibbs. We got to get people to the fucking polls if they haven't gotten to the polls yet.
I agree. I've been doing it all day. I've been thinking of one of this. I've been collaborating all day with another content creator, Claudia, to get people to vote. She's sending out free nudes to people that vote Republican. So go check her out. Claudia Galapagos here. You'll see her on Twitter. I shared her on there. Free nudes to Trump voters. I'm doing what it takes. What are you doing? I'm 100% serious.
I don't know. I look. I make no representations or endorsement of that. I don't know if that's potentially in violation of some kind of law.
I don't think it's a violation of nothing. Everybody's as long as you're a consenting adult, which you have to be to vote. Then go ahead and get on.
All right then. Well,
yeah, right. I mean, it's not like it can't be worse than I don't know any of what these other people are doing.
What'd you say? What'd you say the person's name was? What'd you say the person's name was?
I shared it on Twitter, like her little bikini thing photo she posted.
Gotcha.
It's on mine somewhere. Claudia G. She's got like 10 Twitters, like which is crazy. All these people do.
Well,
is it a stop pause again?
It's a strategy.
Just click the refresh button on the thing. Oh, here, 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. So I know I said this in chat, but all of you, if you haven't voted yet, please just take a quick break. You won't miss anything too important, right? I mean, it's just me, right? And Gibbs. I mean, we're not more important than the future of the country. So if you haven't voted, make sure you go and do it. Today's the day. Today's the day. Do it. Do it. Do it. It's important. It's fucking important. Obviously, if you already voted, then you're good. I'm not asking anybody to do anything fraudulent, of course, but definitely let's go and vote. This is interesting. So since yesterday when we looked at it, this is just the reset map that we're looking at, and Arizona is red now. It's looking like they're not even projecting Arizona to be a swing state anymore, which is wild. So we're really looking at, I guess, 6 swing states, not 7, at least according to 270 to win.
We're gonna do shotguns for the election here.
Yeah. Oh, the drinking game. What was the plan there? Like, is it like when every? Because I can't do it for every state. I'm not built like you, Gibbs. Can we do it for like every
We're
swing
doing
state?
50 shots. We're doing it. 50 shots, Black Boy. Let's go.
I would be dead.
Hey, yeah,
But
I
with
feel that.
the swing states, if the swing states turn red, we do a shot. Does that work? I got a
That sounds
big
good.
bottle of Jim Beam here, so we can.
Yeah. I'm going to do shotguns for red ones, and I think shots for blue ones.
Okay. And I'm going to leave this map up for now, and I'm going to just basically make the map on to kind of who's ahead in which states,
So,
and I'll turn the states dark red once they're called.
so I saw something interesting today. It was Carl Rover brought this up. Hold on, I got a shotgun beer now.
Eagle Talon, the gray states are the swing states, but go ahead, Gibbs.
So some of these states, Pennsylvania was one of them, and another one is New Jersey. They're reporting that in New Jersey, this is the first time this has ever happened. I'm skeptical how they know this because it's exit polls, but independents are actually coming in voting higher than Democrat registered Dems, and Republicans are number one, which is interesting because how are these independents going to vote, and how are the Dems finishing lower than than both the Republicans and the independents? Then the independents. All right, cheers.
Who you drinking
Salute, shotgun. Destiny's over here. You want to say hi,
with?
Destiny?
Damn, Destiny. That's a big name to be on.
Yeah. She's yeah, not your Destiny apparently.
Hi, Destiny. Is
Back
she?
to it says hi. Oh, we were talking about lists today, and you came up, and you're gonna like this story.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, that's cold. Oh God. So we were talking about how should we describe this guy, Destiny? One of your potential paramours. Yeah. Anyway, so we're talking about one of her potential paramours. You know what paramour is? You know, big brain, little big vocabulary over here in Twitch poll. And basically, what was interesting was I said when I met this guy the other night, I was like, that guy is flaming. And she's like, how do you know? I was like, well, there's two types of people with a list. There's people like my friend Lactoid, who, he goes into law. He learns how to like hide his lisp. He basically never notice it.
Yeah.
Not ashamed. Alpha male testosterone type, right? Then you have guys that practice their lisp to sound more flamboyantly gay. Your man is the second one. And she was like, "Oh, that's funny." And I was like, "It's funny because it's true."
No, there is, I think, like a cultural aspect to it for sure. But so for me growing up, I've growing up had a lisp and just had to work on it. If I'm like talking really quickly or if I'm really drunk, it'll come out. Sometimes it's just it's still there.
Yeah.
But been spending my whole life trying to make it sure.
It took me like months to notice it. With like they even had one. I was like, "Wait, do you have a lisp? I didn't know that." But yeah, it's funny because I've noticed in real life, it's generally people that like naturally have one. They like work on it, and people that like and then people that don't naturally have one, but they have one suddenly are gay.
Yeah, no, it's a way.
It
is exactly, but it is a way of telegraphing to people that that you're gay. Pretty much, that's kind of the idea. The same reason why gay bars exist, of course.
Actually, actively has to avoid gay bars because they think that he's putting it on.
No. I mean, if I'm going out with people and they're going to a gay bar, I'll go there too. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, Tony Hinchcliffe said it best. Hot girls treat him like shit, but gay guys treat him like a hot girl. So.
Yeah, I don't. I wouldn't take advantage of men like that though, just because I feel like they'd be pretty hypocritical, right? I don't like it when women do that. So sure.
Sorry, I am a hypocrite. Hey, Crew Dominant, thanks for the bits. Welcome to the conservative corner.
Hell yeah.
Of Twitch today. So yeah, I was looking at your map. I am really interested. We've already got polling problems in. There's already a bunch of reported problems in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, what do you mean? What's going on in Pennsylvania?
Their voting machines aren't working. They have areas that are shut down. They've extended polls to 10 p.m. in parts of.
I saw that.
Pennsylvania.
I saw that. Yeah, because they're having software issues apparently.
Yeah. So then they said if it doesn't work, then they're just going to be SOL. You're not going to get the vote.
Yeah, that's just.
And it's conveniently in a lot of Trump strongholds. No suspicious stuff there, but
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. The fact that they extended the vote, I think is a good thing. So
I honestly think they should just go from like midnight to midnight, like that. That's what they should do. I mean, kind of thing. I like personally. Now I don't know if that's better for us or them. Another gifted. Thank you so much, Hero Dominant, for the gifted. Why don't you ever get sub for yourself? You're kind of like Skiztech, and he doesn't ever want to sub for himself. He just gifts them out. He's like, I got to keep my stuff anonymous. Questions. But listen, as a strong individual liberty Texan, and not like my socialist friend here, I am not gonna. I don't need you to answer that question. It's none of my business.
No, I agree. I wouldn't demand somebody answer that question either. Okay, as a strong libertarian, okay.
I don't know, man. You were a real socialist last night, real authoritarian, bro. Wanted all these regulations.
No.
Language police, bro.
No, okay. I said I was not comfortable with the language police.
Yeah. You just want to nationalize language.
Let me ask you this, Gibbs. As things stand right now, I'm sure you've gone and voted, right? Of course.
Yeah, we just talked about this last time. Are you sure you haven't been drinking?
Yeah, I've been drinking a little bit.
All right.
So, well, no, just now. I've been drinking just now.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm damaged from all the drinking. But regardless, I mean,
how solid safe relationships?
How solid would you feel on how solid do you feel on Donald Trump right now? I mean, what's I know you put money on Kamala just because you think that you're getting
the odds are bad.
Yeah, the odds.
Yeah,
sure.
And plus, I mean, if she wins, it's going to offset some of the taxes.
Sure.
No. Right. Yeah. I mean, I would have put money on Trump if it was closer to 50-50, but it was just so offset when I saw it that I definitely put money on it. And I did it on 3 different sites because the odds were all bad. So I'm either going to clean up real big tonight or we're going to clean up real good as a country. I'm not going to pull a Hutch where Hutch is over here saying like, oh, I don't have any concern. I felt.
Is he saying that? Is he saying he's got no concern right now?
Yeah, he said, I don't know if it's whatever. I think he's in the 5 stages of grief, honestly. He's now at the acceptance. But yeah, what does he? Let me read you his tweet. I will not be held hostage. Whatever. He did say it earlier. I found it earlier. He said, I feel like I fully concede I can be delusional right now, and my expectations move Priscillian hindsight. Comma. I love when people punctuate Twitter. But I just don't feel anxiety right now. She ran a great campaign. He burned out like crazy this closing week.
I
think there's also a totally reflect that. No, I'm not going to say you have the same voting machine issues in Fort Worth. Well, luckily Texas is going to go Republican. And Fort Worth is Republican, but Dallas is Dem. So hopefully Dallas has got that problem too. If not, it's sus, very sus. But I'm not going to sit here and say voting issues. I know people are trying to peg me for saying that. I will say that I think I'm about if I had to go percentage wise on a 1 to 100, on a 100% scale, I'm about 65-70% sure. I'm about as willing to say if I I know that I'm biased. This is why I don't bet on college football no more. This is about as confident as I've ever been for an election. I think
really,
except for when the Bushes were running. When Bush was running. I feeling pretty good about it, but
yeah, I'm feeling like 55% right now.
But,
I mean, it's really gonna if people go out and vote.
It wouldn't surprise me. Now, I mean, the reason I'm saying that is that the Republicans have had better, or equal to their pretty much in every swing state and nationwide, better or equal to their last 2 times with the early voting. And Dems have had under with the early voting, which usually favors Dems. So I think that's big. Now, the big question is independents, because more independents have voted than ever before. So not than ever before, then that turned out more than ever before. So I don't know if the independents early voting is going to go left or right, but That's gonna be interesting.
Keep talking. I spilled my beer already. Man, this is gonna be a rough night.
Rough night, huh? I'm pretty confident. Pretty confident. I think it's gonna be good. I think that there's gonna be some surprises. I think that I'm I'm pretty confident that one of the big three Rust Belt states is gonna go Republican. Like right, like I think it's gonna be Wisconsin. There's no way Michigan goes, in my opinion. Now maybe the Muslim voters swing it, in Dearborn or something. But like I'm pretty confident Wisconsin. Michigan, I think, is about as blue as you can get, like for the Rust Belt, and then Pennsylvania is like big swing. I think we get Georgia. I don't know about North Carolina, but I think we get Georgia. They get North Carolina. Nevada's 50-50. We'll see. Pretty excited though.
It's all coming down to
I like love
Pennsylvania.
elections. I don't think it is though. Like that's the thing about this one is if like one or two of these swing states go a different way, that almost negates Pennsylvania. I do think Wick is onto something though, with looking at Florida and looking at how much Trump wins by. If Trump like landslides Florida, I think it's going to be a good indicator that the rest of it's going to be. Now, if Trump barely wins Florida, and then I think that then it might be a little more concerning. I think that's something Wick is right about.
If Trump doesn't win Pennsylvania, he has to win Michigan or Wisconsin. He's got to win one of them.
Right, and I mean I think they're going to split. That's my big prediction.
I mean, obviously, I hope you're right, but I just don't see it. I mean, look at the polls in Wisconsin. I'm pretty sure she's doing better in Wisconsin than she is in Pennsylvania.
Really? Well,
yeah.
Really?
Yep.
So I guess that's like must be having outdated info here, huh? Yeah, I might have a few other Latinos come by, and we're gonna do at some point. We'll do think of good questions to ask toxic women about the election. Right? That's gonna be your job.
That'd be great. That'd be really entertaining. Bring on some toxic women, have conversations about the election, see what their thoughts are.
Yeah,
what their thoughts are.
I've only got luckily I've only got the one. Oh, so far I've only got one pro Kamala one, and that's the one here. All the other ones are all
Destiny's pro Kamala. Of course, Destiny is pro Kamala, right? I mean,
yeah. She follows after her namesake. She did say that she would cuck the real Destiny, though.
I don't know if she'd be upset by that.
He probably wouldn't. You know what I did? When I met him in real life, I didn't know who he was. Right?
That's kind of Chad.
And so I shook all their hands. I go in there, and I come back into that room because I talk to the other room. I talk to people in there, and so I come back in there and I'm talking. I'm just listening, and I'm not really listening because I'm sitting here trying to figure out where Barbie's going. And at night, and I was like, oh yeah, let's go meet up. I want to go to this concert or whatever. And she's like, Sarah Safari's gonna be at this place. I was like, bet. I want to go fucking say stupid things to Sarah Safari. Make it happen, Barbie. And then so I look up, I hear somebody go, oh, well, what do you think, Gibbs? What do you think about what happened with what Destiny did with this? And I was like, oh yeah, it's real sad what Bungie did with Destiny 2. I was doing so good. Now they might have to close down if they don't do a good job on this next DLC. They're like, no, this is Destiny. We were talking about politics. Da 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 da. I was like, oh, well, nice to meet you. I didn't know who you was. He's like, oh, well, let me talk to you. I didn't know. I guess because they were all like orbiters. And I'm the only just peasant that didn't know the orbiters. Was pretty funny. I was like, oh, I see. I was like, oh, is this your wife? This is a hottie. He's like, he's like, oh, we're getting a divorce. I was like, oh, well, I'm divorced too.
Oh, is that Melania?
It looks like you're yeah, I was like,
wait,
oh, it looks like you're
what's her name again?
Melina.
Melina.
I was like,
sorry.
But it was some random random blonde and some exotic bitch, and I was like, oh, is this your wife or whatever? Because I guess I'd heard you. Like, oh, I'm getting divorced. I was like, oh, my bad. I'm divorced too. Don't worry about it. Whatever. It looks like you're rebounding well. He's like, you know what? I like you. I was like, all right. I bet you do. And then now that I know all his politics, I bet he doesn't like me. Then said, but it was pretty funny because I had no idea who he was. At least he knew I wasn't over here sucking up on him.
So, Fairy
There's
Queen
no real numbers.
and some other people in my chat, just so you guys know, this map right here is um, the gray states or the swing states. I'm going to be, uh, as the night goes on and we start getting the results, I'm going to turn them the shade of color that is closest to where they're leaning. Basically, try to keep it updated. And when a state's been called, I'm going to turn it dark red. And so it's it's essentially locked in, right, to one of the two parties. So,
On a
so
side note,
I'll maintain the map for us.
yeah, there you go. On a side note, Fairy Queen, I was just talking about you yesterday with another person. She's a Valorant streamer, and she was saying she's gonna make a all female Discord, and I was like, well, let me warn you, you're gonna get some heat from both sides. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, homegirl Fairy Queen, she did that. She got some heat, and then yeah, I can send you her info. And then LTV, she got fucking canceled for doing that with Halo. She's like, well, I'm not a streamer anymore, but I can do it. I can send you her thing. Her name is.
It's so wild that like people can't even have like gender segregated spaces anymore without it becoming like a problem. So ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm gonna just copy and paste her thing. You can message her and tell her your life story, what happened with you, or whatever. I mean, she's cool. She's gonna do it anyway. She said, but yeah, it's crazy. That's her Twitter at. Group chats. You know what I was thinking about, Lactoid, that we might want to try at some point tonight if you want to try this?
What's up?
This knock feature is apparently boosting people quite a bit in the algorithm.
Yeah, how does it work? What does it do?
So I would like, here, watch. I'll just come on your channel now and do it. Lactoid. Okay, let's see what pops up. Oh, Chrome or Firefox?
Yeah, I just accepted it. Now what?
Hold on. I gotta fix it up. Hold on, I gotta go find Chrome. This is my fault. Of course, I'm not using the right thing. But hold on, guys. Sorry.
We can maybe even talk to Pentuple as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll shoot him a message.
Get all the conservatives together. Tomorrow, we're going to have Blanca Alejandra on tomorrow to talk about the election and give a person from Mexico's opinion on that, and the opinion of the new Mexican president and what she thinks about Russia and China's influence on the new Russian president. Or not Russia, but on the new Mexican president.
Yeah, I think we're going to be we're going real late, right? I mean, the Central Time at least. I think the Dylan panel begins at 2, and then that's going to go until 3, probably at the earliest, and then maybe we might stick around a little bit afterwards. I might be cooked by then. It just depends. We gotta kind of see where gauge.
I'm assuming I'm going later than Lactoid here.
Yeah, that's probably true. But you're more used to.
I mean, honestly, I've been I haven't done one in a while, so I was like, oh, buddy, we got to get back to the basics this month. And then I was like, oh, well, perfect. First week, we got fucking the election. What a perfect time to get back into marathon mode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a reason I'm going super late. I mean, today's the day to go super late, right? Today is the day that's important. So I hit accept on the.
Yeah, hold on, it's my fault. 1 second.
Broke it.
Yeah, it's because apparently, I was using Internet Explorer for this one because I'm doing Chrome and another one for something else. And let's see if it works here. Now I hit accept when it does it. Oh, there we go. Now it should be working. I guess we'll have to start using Firefox. Allow.
Oh, okay. Hold on a minute. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, use Firefox or Chrome. And then we would turn off our things.
Turn off our what?
Cameras in the OBS, and you would activate it in this. Allow USB live camera. Confirm. and then it'll combine our chat so we can see both chats at once.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm still work. I gotta change the camera then, I guess.
Yeah, so you got to disable the camera that you're using in OBS, and then enable that camera in this. I don't know. I've only used this one time, so fair warning, guys. If this fucks my stream up.
Oh shit.
Mr. Gip, man, how you doing?
I'm gonna have to pause my stream for a second, guys. I think because my OBS is telling me it's using the camera, and I can't turn it off my OBS without shutting off my actual stream. But that
Wait,
might fuck
why?
up. I
Hold on,
don't,
why?
I don't know.
All right, why don't I just walk you through how to turn it off?
Okay.
Okay, what are you in Discord? If you want to just share your screen in Discord, I'll walk you through it. Yeah, you go to you click the icon that shows your webcam in your OBS, and then then you click webcam, that item, and then you disable it. It says activate or deactivate it. You deactivate it. Uh, um, it'll be under. Well, this is why I'm asking. Depends on what you set up on yours. So it should be like it should say webcam or like. Yeah, why don't you share your screen in Discord and I'll walk you through here. Yeah, this is why we're here early. We're getting all the kinks out, Fairy Queen. I got some good.
Oh wait, shit. Ha! I figured it out. Okay, it's still telling me that it's. Oh shit! Check it out.
Yeah. Now we gotta choose the layout. All right. And
Oh, could I can turn okay, and then I would just use like a window capture to put this little thing that
exclude
we
my
have.
camera. Oh, buddy, we're in business. And then we can see the chat. Try and plug the. All right,
You're
Fairy
playing
Queen.
League too.
Am I playing League?
I heard that you just said you're playing League.
Oh no. I might play some. I'll tell you what game I haven't played a lot. MechWarrior 5 Clans. Really good. If you like MechWarrior, it's the best game in like 10, 15 years. The MechWarrior series.
Oh shit! Check it out.
Yeah, so I was talking to Modi. You said this last night. You do have a very good follower to viewer ratio.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy with it. Shit, how do I? Is there a way to like crop the window in OBS?
Yes.
Okay, how do I do that?
You click the corners.
Okay.
And then you hold the Alt button. It's not the corners. It's the four corners. It's the four middle beams. The middle, not the four corners. So you have the six things. You have the two middle ones, top and bottom, and the two east-west ones. You hold the Alt button.
That is
hold Alt
so
button.
useful.
Yeah. Probably gives not a. Done that one fire. Yeah, you like that?
This is so sick, dude. This is awesome. Yeah, dude. Okay.
There's pros and cons.
Oh,
There's
shit.
definitely some pros and cons to this, though. I'm not going to go into the cons because it's exciting. Oh, Feder Memphis with the 100 bits lactoid, I think.
Yeah, I think it's for me. Yeah, thanks, Vetter. I appreciate it. Oh, this is really cool. So I guess we're all sharing a chat. So that's really cool. Wow. And check it out. Check it out. I have in my stream. I'm able to have the map in the background. I've basically cropped the.
You could also
Yeah.
share that in here.
What? What do
Yeah.
you mean?
So at the bottom below the layouts, you click the share your screen. Share your screen on whatever.
Um.
Very Green, this is why you come here, because I'm not a boomer,
Shut up.
despite looking like one. Secretly a millennial. Ooh, Pokemon. Yeah, Lactoid's definitely a boomer, which is ironic, because I think he's younger than me.
Oh shit! But now it's not as nice. Hold on.
Well, you just pick the layout. I do like this because it keeps your names in the thing, and the shared chat is really nice.
Yeah, the shared chat's good, but this sucks.
Yeah, there's big problems. First of all, Rothbarty, the Pokemon thing is fun as fuck. If you didn't know this, I'll share it with I'll share my here. You can go to my page, and at the bottom they have a widget, and you pop it out, and then you can Poke Battle. Now, let's try this. I just wanna this share window. Yeah, let's see. Then, oh, that's not near as good.
I don't think the sharing works. I think it's bad.
It works on mine. You see it?
No, I don't see it. There's a little triangle, little gray triangle.
You have to enable it.
Oh, how the fuck do I do that?
You go down to the bottom. It's right next to your cab. Turn camera on and off, and then you click the little arrow down. It says allow guests to share screen.
Okay, hold on. No, I can't. I still. Is it under settings?
No, on this Twitch preview thing.
Bruh.
He's a tech guru over here, guys. I'll do a Poke Battle right now for y'all. Just because Roth said something about it. Oh, a Hydreigon versus a Gengar? Oh, buddy. I played you like a fiddle on the Cubot debate stream, Evil Talon. Yeah, did you like the we were just talking about if anybody from the Cubot streams ever even showed up in these chats, and I was saying I've seen a bunch of them. But yeah, I was really laughing because I was reading the chat and they were like, finally, a not beta Kamala guy, and I was like, yeah, not beta Kamala guy, surprise, bitch.
That was hilarious. That was
And like
done really
it was
well.
so funny because all the people that were like hating on me, they're like, oh, look at this Kamala guy, he's lying, and then they're like, oh, it's Gibbs, he's back. Yeah, that was pretty good. You should have heard me and Prime planning in the background before. It's pretty good. I can't believe how many of y'all watched that and came up and like said something at TwitchCon. Like that was really surprising. She has a really good community.
How was so shit? You had people come up to you at TwitchCon?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Your Pokemon stuff's gonna come up in the shared chat.
Yeah, you like that? Isn't that yeah.
Oh my god.
Yo, compa. Hey, well, thank you for the biddies. I'm sorry, I was playing Pokemon, guys, and I didn't see it because somebody talked smack. Oh, you're talking about probably Para. Parallax did get me good while we were doing that afterwards when he asked me that question about what my stocks, and I was like, wow. Let me tell you. It was pretty good. He had a pretty good question from the Peanut Gallery. Thank you, Feder. I see the bits. Yeah, I appreciate it.
So how many people can you bring into this?
A lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we could have like a whole big group.
Damn it, Gibbs! What'd you fuck? You fucked your cam. I just had it how I needed it.
Oh, sorry. I turned off my I turned off the Pokemon game.
That works.
Like now you don't have your cam on.
I do on my end.
Mm.
You can look at my stream. I mean, it seems to be working.
Well, this is bullshit.
Wow, what was that all about being like super tech? Oh shit, just turned off.
Yeah. I don't think this thing works for like right.
Oh, you got to hit the term cam on again. Do that. Do it again.
What about your cam?
Do you not see me?
Mm-mm.
Oh shit. Well, my people can see me. Okay.
Yeah, I have a stocks of fire management. You gotta like allow me to see you, huh?
Oh shit. You just disabled my camera.
I'm trying to turn it back on. This is some bullshit.
Why can't you turn on your camera?
My camera's on.
Oh shit. I don't think so. I don't think so.
See, on mine, it's the opposite. It's the same problem.
Shit. Do you want to? I guess is there a way to like
Rejoin
refresh
it.
this room?
Yeah, we'll just rejoin it here.
Well, hold on. Just press on the window. Press F5. See what happens.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Just do it. Did you do it?
I did it.
Now try your camera now.
I'm up.
Yeah, we gotta restart it.
Yeah, it's bullshit. They haven't worked out all the kinks, even though they're pushing it real hard. Restart. Oh, there's a restart stream together when you end it.
Okay. Did you do it again?
Yeah, I restarted it.
All right. Well, then invite me again.
Okay. Black toy. Oh, you can just invite them directly from this. All right, this is pretty cool, but they definitely have some kinks they need to work out. All right, sent you one here. Did you get it?
No.
Yeah, we're gonna do the old-fashioned way. And just come over here. In that. Not that one. That's not it. Don't accept that.
I already accepted it.
I keep forgetting I'm using Firefox for this shit.
Wow.
Wow.
Why are you stuck in the early thousands? I thought you said you were good at tech.
Well, it's because I'm using Chrome for something else. Yeah, what do you tell me? Listen, I even use Internet Explorer. There's the things you can do with all of them. Except IP bands.
I was all doing this shit for 3 fucking hours. I was like, you've been logged out.
What are you listening to? And why haven't you
No,
done?
I logged in. So Modi was logged in on one of my other PCs. And so when I went in, I tried to re-add you here. And so when I went to log in, it like booted him from his stream. And he was trying to like do an Easter egg. And he's like, no, I had 10 minutes to go. Now he's got to start over. All right. He's requested to join. Okay. Now you got to include your camera again.
I'm stuck on a loading screen.
This is some bullshit.
You had it. We had it before. Oh, hold up.
Boom.
You think?
Hey, we're back. We're back.
Good shit.
Nope, don't do that. Not viewer call-ins.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to do studio mode. There we go.
Cosplayers, left-wing media. We're definitely not the left-wing media. We are the correct media. North Korean troops have encountered the first battle. How have they done? Let's find out. Oh, welcome, J10. Yeah, you like to share chat? You see, no pads, Kyle. I'm getting. We're getting all fancy now over here.
Is there a way I can? There we go. That's better.
Need some background music. Does this mean his VODs can? I think only me and him can time each other too well. Maybe other people chat.
All right, I got it perfectly set up now. Don't fuck with it. All right, Jeb-Tan voted so hard, he said. That's what's up.
Yeah, I don't think you can time out lactoids. I think only only me and him can time people out from both chats. Yeah, and then we got the surprise shirt underneath. I don't know if you noticed this, Lacto, but like Superman, we could fight. Woo! Fight, people.
I like it. I fucking like it.
I was gonna get the one of him flicking them off. He says one for each time you missed, but I thought I couldn't wear that one as many places in public.
No.
um,
You like mine, Gibbs? You like my shirt?
Trader Joe's. It's good. It's witty. It's funny. We went to me and Destiny went to this Wurst Fest. It was like an Oktoberfest, and she's like, "Oh yeah, there's a lot of white people, a lot of Trump hats out here." And I was like, "Yeah, there's also a lot of undercover Nazi memorabilia I'm seeing. A little bit worried. A little worried." I was telling him how we were talking about the Wurst Fest. I was like, I can't believe they're selling some of this stuff here. How like they had like some of the you're like, oh, it was like you said something about like the Nazis. Like, that's not a Nazi symbol, but that is though.
The Nazis
Yeah,
are
I was
backing
like-
Harris this time around, right? You got Nick Fuentes backing Harris. You got Richard
The Nazis
Spencer.
are backing Harris. Well, I
Yeah.
feel much better. That Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, Nick
Richard Spencer's
Fuentes
backing him.
and Richard Spencer are both backing
You
Harris.
know that you're on the right side of history when the Nazis are backing the other guy. How do you feel? How do you feel about the Nazis backing Kamala Harris for president? Destiny. She's clapping. I guess I'll take whatever votes we can get.
I guess.
Oh, she's running the shots. That's what I'm talking about.
Any other shot glasses?
At puta.
All your fucking other shit.
Wick is saying that there's quite a few exit polls already out, which doesn't make any sense because voting's not even over yet.
Yeah, I don't understand. Well, the first polls closed an hour ago.
Wait, really?
That's what I thought.
No, I don't think that's true.
I could be wrong.
No, he said it's partial exit polls. Okay.
Oops, let me pay the maids. Nobody works for free.
So,
Well, hey, to be fair, Destiny, she didn't do clean shot glasses, but she baking sodaed my carpet, so big fan of that. I said they baking soda the carpet, so I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, they baking soda that shit, so yeah. So she didn't do some fucking, what's it called? Some dishes. I'm going to be okay with a few shot glasses not getting washed.
Earth Barty, what are the live results telling us right now?
Yeah, I'm not worried about it, no pants, Kyle. Listen, I like my Latina maids. I like my Latinas in general. It's you know what's funny is it's the Latina getting mad at the other Latinas. You see this bullshit? It's really them that are the racists. The Trump
You hear
sweeping.
that? Trump sweeping, 100%. He's going to capture the swing states of Indiana and Kentucky.
I don't think he's capturing Indiana.
Shut up. Indiana might be the Indiana, West Virginia, and Tennessee are like probably the most red states in the whole country. Well, besides maybe Wyoming.
The most red states. Do you think Indiana, Wyoming? What about Montana, bro?
I'm sure.
Have you ever met anybody from Montana?
I haven't. I assume they're all cowboys, though.
So, well, you would. Let me tell you who I know from Indiana. I know this guy. His name's Czar Warrior. If y'all are a longtime fan of my stream, y'all know Czar Warrior. Sarobi with the bits. Thank you so much, longtime fan. If you don't know Sarobi, check him out. He has the best Discord on Discord. It's great. Secondly, yeah, there's a longtime friend of mine, this friend of the channel, Czar Warrior. Not a streamer, but he does. I guess he has streamed, but he's not really a streamer. He's a former Halo guy. The guy is the ultimate conspiracy theorist. I don't know how to explain this, but he's bro. He would like take conspiracies. He's like, there's the flat Earth, there's a firmament. He would then like take another one and be like, oh, well, it's because there's an ice wall and the giants are fighting the reptilians that are the Democrats. And like, I'm like, bro, wild stuff. But he's from Montana.
You know, I've thought about it. I do think imagine. I mean, you know, ranch. You're a rancher yourself, right? I mean, having a whole ranch out in Montana, you know, massive amount of land, like it's basically like Red Dead Redemption, right? I mean, that sounds like a lot of. Actually, sounds pretty boring, but it sounds like it could be fun for like a little bit, right?
Yeah, fuck that. I'm about to say fuck that. I will say the only thing I miss is like, so even the ranch where I have now, when I was growing up, you could go outside and like look up and see the Milky Way. There was like no light pollution, right? You would have to like drive away from the homestead about like a mile, and then there's no light pollution, right? But now there's so much oil and natural gas. There's like it's almost like miniature cities all over the all over like my fields and my neighbors' fields, like everybody's got like oil, and then they have like the refueling depot stations down the road. And now like the only thing I miss is like the lights. But I will say, it has made it slightly more dangerous with animals because they stay away from those areas, which pushes them into like the less active like ranching areas. So like you get more hogs, I get more coyotes than ever before. I don't know, rattlesnakes are the same, but a lot more coyotes and shit. And then buzzards are real bad because semis aren't too good on wildlife. How you doing, Co-Pilot?
I think I can ban your. I can ban your Pokemon game.
Yeah, you ban it, bro.
I'm not going to, but it's for some reason it's posting from my channel now.
No, it's in the share chat.
No, I said right, but one of it says it's coming from my channel. I don't know.
No, it's just look at mine. It says sent from Admiral Gibbs channel.
Yeah, that was but look at the one above it.
Sent from Admiral Gibbs channel.
Mine says it's sent from my channel.
I think that was just glitching.
Maybe.
Listen, you need to get into Pokemon.
Look, I it's a fun game. I play Pokemon Go occasionally.
We do debating stuff. That's what we're doing tonight. Me and Lactoid are sitting here doing political punishment. We both are. You found the conservative corner of Twitch, Co-Pilot Cooper. This is but we always are looking for people to debate. You can join my Discord. Except I can't spell Discord.
Nice.
Well, we don't need anybody right this second, but we will be debating some other lefties tonight as well. We try to vet the people because as conservatives we have to be extra careful, and people try to get us. Oh, you're good, Cooper. Yeah, we have to be extra careful because people try to get us canceled and whatever. And some people like don't know Twitch TOS, and Lactoid and I are real good about staying around it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can feel free to add them, Cooper.
Yeah, my polling for me it was pretty easy, but I also took the day off, so I went.
How many days did you take off?
I took a few days off. I had time anyway because I almost never take time off.
Yeah,
So I
I
was
feel
just
that.
like, fuck it. I'll just take
Yeah.
some time off, relax.
My dad ended up taking like a whole month off this year for like
Holy
December.
shit.
Like last year, yeah. He's like, I got 6 weeks paid vacation. I might as well take it all off in December.
That's
Or-
one way.
or
That's one
I-
way to piss off your boss too.
He's been there like, I mean, he's like super high clearance, so it's not like they can do anything anyway. Benefits of having top secret clearance. So I think he's like 8 months from retiring, so that probably helps.
So the betting market's still strong for Trump, 61.2%. Poly market, 39.1% for Kamala Harris.
See, so we were talking about vibes, right? A lot of this is vibes, right? Especially right now. And we were talking to Econo Boy, and Econo Boy is trying to troll me like, oh, I think that Allred's going to win in Texas. And I was like, yeah, no chance, right? But I was saying that Allred is much more palatable to me as a person than like Beto was, right? Like if I'm like an independent voter, Allred's like a former Texas, he played for Baylor, he's the captain of the Baylor football team on defense, so he's like a hard-nosed guy, he's swole, he sounds like a Texan, now he's an ultra lib, but he sounds like one, right? And I was like, so like on vibes, he's much more like not like the outside guy like Beto, who's just like whatever guy that came in with all this outside money. However, the polling does not reflect that. It's showing him like 6% down or like 5 up on some of them, and I'm just like, it's interesting. I'm like, maybe just people aren't as built like they used to be, and little soft ass Beto is more appealing than a former fucking linebacker from Baylor.
Kalshi has Trump at 57% and Kamala at 43%. But Kalshi's been pretty consistently closer than Poly Market has. But again, both are still having Trump in the lead. Still, day of.
Also, Blue Fear, thanks for the bits, the lactoid. He's excited about it.
Yeah, I already. Blue Fear is great. Bunch of corgis. You like corgis as a dog?
Yeah, they got big asses.
Yeah, oh, that's okay.
I know that's why you like them.
That's no, absolutely not.
Makes sense. Now we know whether he's an ass or a tit guy.
they're
Now
cute.
you know, boy.
Well, I am an ass guy, but not about corgis, about women.
I don't know. This dog fucking thing has gone on for a while. These jokes here, huh?
I did one panel where I made the argument, and no one forgets.
Yeah, he does have an election edition map up. I can do one as well.
Yeah. 270 to win.
Yeah, 1 second, guys. I have that up. I was gonna say, you asked my opinion on Cruz. He's a douchebag, but he's our douchebag in Texas. I will do that right now. I got you, KTXB, if you want to network Discord. Nope, no, don't add that. Don't join. Don't join. We're gonna kick you. Don't invite. Use a ferret as a flashlight. That's lactoid thoughts.
Was that a quote from me or was that a quote from Doobie? I don't remember.
I don't know. I never saw it.
I think me and Doobie have said that phrase before, so it could be both of us. I think Doobie said a hamster. What do you think? Have you seen the
Needle
video?
dicks.
Have you seen the video of Kamala like on a call or whatever with somebody, and then she pulls the phone away, and it's just like her camera app?
No, I've not seen that. I missed it.
However, QXC is saying it was debunked. He's saying the camera app still functions normally when in a call. But here's the thing: QXC or XQC, sorry, XQC. He put a bunch of money down on Kamala, despite the fact that he was initially, Trump. Yeah, he was hosted Trump. He was initially pro-Trump. I mean, what the fuck? That's what I think. No loyalty. What a complete traitor this guy.
No loyalty. Now you sound like all the. This is where Doghouse is going to come in. See these Trump guys talking about no loyalty.
Yeah, but this is no loyalty. He's got bought out, right? He's like, oh, I'm just gonna like put a bunch of money and then totally switch sides here just to try to make money.
Do you want to share your election map?
I tried to do it before. I can't do. Oh, I can't do it. I mean, I can send you mine, or I just have right now. I just have the general one up on 270 to win. It's just the one that's auto populated with all the
perfect.
swing states gray.
All right, that's easy peasy. Let me just add that in here. I need to add, what is this, another screen capture? Yeah, that's what we have to do.
Rothbardi, I know you can prefer one candidate and not believe that they're going to win, but XQC is like posting things like doing fact checks on pro-Trump accounts and like basically being a lot more pro-Kamala on Twitter right now. And I don't think it's accident that this is following him betting $700,000.
Well, what's really interesting is Nicole Arbor posted a thing yesterday. And she basically was like, "Oh, it's interesting Cardi B is saying this because I got this same email or same offer from them for the pay and she like to cover the pay amount." And thanks for the sub. Appreciate 3 months in advance. Hell yeah. She basically was read like word for word verbatim what Cardi said in like a bunch of her tweets and posts, and was like, I wonder how many other people have got this. She's like, I'm not even voting for Trump. I was an RFK supporter. Now I think I'm abstaining from voting. But I do think people should know that, they're basically getting bamboozled, by these people that are just taking cash. And I'm like, on one hand, I would take the cash. And I would fucking do some
You're a very you're a money oriented guy generally. Right?
Yeah,
is that fair?
Yeah. I mean, like, so someone the other day asked, like, it was one of my gay friends who was asking about one of my trans friends, and I was like, she's like, well, how do you feel voting for someone that wants to destroy their lives? Like, one, I don't know if that's true, but we're not going to argue that. Two, I got to vote with my pocketbook, and if I get rich enough, I'll just hide them out on the ranch, and they'll never find that bitch. So you're welcome. Megan and Frank, I'm on my ranch. Let me tell you, I don't even know if I can find them once we put them stashed somewhere on mine.
Would you recommend being a rancher? You like being a rancher?
No, I would not recommend being a rancher. I do like being a rancher, but I would not recommend being a rancher. I would advise owning a small ranch of like maybe like a few acres, like 10 acres, 50, like whatever, and then having like a couple cows, that like you eat, and maybe like some chickens or horses or something. I would not advise what I have. Shit's terrible. Margins are bad. And honestly, I've thought many times about getting rid of the cattle, but then my family's trust said that they would start running it because we basically buy. Long story short, my family got real organized right after my grandfather died. Before my grandmother died, they're like, we want to get political. We want to get educated. We want to get fucking in power, and we want to, right? So they basically would set up a trust to help run like all of our ranches together, and then my cousin basically manages that, and like it's basically like under one organization, and then they're all independently owned, so they got like the levels, right? But like they like basically are renting out the management of each independent company, like ranch, to the trust or whatever business they set up for the trust, right? And then my cousins have all started moving to New Braunfels, which is a small city. Now they control the HOA, they control the school board in their district, and now they're gonna start running for office in New Braunfels for lower office. And then in Karnes City, we got like they basically did the same thing, moved out there. They're on the school board and they have someone on the thing. And I'm like, well, now I'm doing the political punditry. 20 years gives from governor. Come on, guys. This great nation state of Texas.
Okay, I got some important election stuff to announce. First of all, I have on my many tabs open. AP has their map up, and they're currently they have Trump in the lead. We have 5% of Indiana reporting. Trump is carrying 61% of that vote, and then in Kentucky, 2% of the states reporting. And Donald Trump is winning 66% of the vote. We're going to start seeing the results coming in from Florida at 6 p.m. Central. So that's going to be in about 30 minutes. We're going to see the results from Georgia start coming in at 6 o'clock p.m. Central. So in about 30 minutes. We're going to start seeing North Carolina coming in at 6:30 p.m. So in about an hour. And then at 7, we're going to start seeing Pennsylvania results coming in. And I think that's going to be the most important one here, right? I mean, 7 o'clock, we're going to have to definitely start paying attention to that, because as the results come in from Pennsylvania, that's going to be the most important state in this election. It is the most important swing state. So, but I mean, we're in just 30 minutes, we're going to start seeing results coming in from Georgia, which I mean is a swing state. So that's going to be exciting. That's pretty soon. That's coming up pretty close. Also, Gibbs, I don't know if you wanted to. We can bounce into. We can argue with Wick if you want to at any time.
Yeah, let's go with it right now if you want to, before the results start coming in.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
All right, we'll end this stream together and just jump in his Discord.
What do you mean?
Or hold on, is he got people going? Should we just invite him to the into this? No, he's in his Discord.
My plan was, and I mean, if you wanted to go on cam in there, you can. My plan was just to join the Discord room and just talk to him from here.
That works. Okay.
All right.
Because I think we should leave. This is my one theory: is now since we're using this, I know this thing promotes the shit out of us.
Okay.
So like the longer it goes while we're using this, the more. And then if other people want to join when it's just us, let's try to get them in through here, unless they're not a streamer.
I've talked with Pentuple. He said he's going to be interested a little bit
Ali
later.
wants in. I got a few others that are mentioned as well.
Yeah, and I can always 100% sounds like a good idea. But just in the Discord, we don't have. I don't think I have to be on cam.
Lactoid, do you want to explain why PA is an important state to my chat here?
Sure.
Before we go over to Wix.
So PA is the most important state because it's the closest state among the swing states, and it's also at 19 electoral votes. It's the most valuable swing state, and the way the math works out, it is essential for Harris to win if she wants to win the election, because Arizona Trump basically has, which means that the only path to victory that Harris has at this point is Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. That is the only way that she wins. If she wins Nevada, that doesn't change anything. Now, let me clarify a little bit. I guess if she wins North Carolina and Georgia, she could also find some kind of path to victory there. But she's doing poorly in Georgia and North Carolina in comparison to how she's doing in Pennsylvania. So that's why it's the most important swing state. If she's going to win swing states, it's going to be most likely Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. And so Pennsylvania there, I mean, that's what the Trump campaign has been trying to deny her access to. Because if Trump wins Pennsylvania and North Carolina and Georgia, the race is over. Trump has the 270 needed, and it's just done. But that's all eyes on Pennsylvania.
Let's jump into this Discord real quick.
Yeah, sounds good.
Do you read the National Interest? I like the National Interest and National Review quite a bit. They're pretty good for foreign policy.
I don't read too often.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Low energy. You call me low energy, Jeb? What's wrong with you? You're low energy, Jeb. What the fuck?
Woo! We already shotgunned on the stream, Jeb. What? How you gonna say we're low energy?
Yeah, I'm trying to save my energy for like 4 a.m. Okay,
I'm so not low energy that the only way you can be less low energy than me is if you were Dan Blizzarin having a heart attack and thinking you were just need to do some push-ups and then railed line cocaine and did push-ups 3 times before we went to the hospital. That's the only way you can be more high energy than me.
That guy's a scam artist, by the way.
He is.
Yeah.
But he did do. This is a true story.
I know that.
He got he got a heart attack, railed some cocaine, did some push-ups, got another one, did it again. And third one is that maybe we should go to the hospital.
Yeah, and then when he was in the hospital, he had sex with his girlfriend in the room, like in the the hospital room.
What a Giga Chad!
Like, there's some Giga Chad there, but the whole pretending that he made a bunch of money off of poker when he actually didn't. That's kind of fucked.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
With
cocaine is
cocaine-
that's bad for your heart. Medically speaking, it's not a good thing to
who
do.
who wants to live forever?
I don't want to for me, but I don't I don't think I'm gonna live forever. But I would like to live longer than I don't know 30. I mean, how old is Dan Bilzerian? I mean, he can't be living too much longer. I mean, dude
He's
does
got to
not
be
live.
like 40 something.
No, hold on, let me look him up.
He's in his 30s. I'll tell you that.
He's 43. He made it longer than I thought he would.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Watch him outlive all of us, dude. The universe is not fair.
Well, you know who's done more cocaine than me and Dan Blizzard and you and the world combined is fucking Ric Flair. That motherfucker's still kicking and yelling woo every few minutes. So clearly these doctors don't know.
Clearly. Poly Market, Trump's odds just fell a little bit. He's at 60.2%. She's at 40% solid. Call sheets remain the same. 57 Donald Trump, 43 Kamala Harris.
Woo! More biddies. More big ass dogs for Lactoid. He likes his dogs like he likes his women. Big asses.
Jesus Christ. Just message Swick. Maybe he just didn't see us.
It's probably mid combo one of the things.
Yeah, he's probably got I've got 800 tabs open up right now. I'm sure he's got something equivalent. He probably even has more.
I was so mad when my friend Mel came over the other night. She got drunk and got on my PC, and I just set up like everything for like a big show. I had like 200 tabs open on one of them, but it was all like research I could just like pull up instantly. And she like exited it out, and I was like, she's like, "Why do you have all these tabs?" And clicked. I was like, "No."
So it looks like Fort Wayne is reporting pro-Trump in Indiana. The polls aren't even closed yet. This shit means nothing.
Yeah, I mean, well, if it ends at 6, we got the first results will be like what 7. Woo! Thick Corgi Butts. Gift sub gifted. Thank you so much to Thick Corgi for No Pants Kyle for gifting a sub to Thick Corgi Butts. It's like Trump. How do you like your women? Thick. It's one of my favorite memes.
Yeah, that's a good meme. Man, Twitter's just been fucking wild.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just happy that Hutch like toned it back. I was so sad. You know what? I've had a lot of friends. I didn't know that he was famous for anything, and I guess I've done a few panels with him, and they were like, "Oh, it's so sad that he's gone full lefty and yada yada yada." Because I used to watch him growing up, and I'm like, "Watch him growing up." It's like, yeah, he's the one who got me into streaming. Da, da, da. I'm like, that's crazy. I've been interacting with people. I feel like a lot of people, the older they get, like become way more active in politics and politics streaming and shit.
Roaring Kitty is predicting a landslide victory.
A landslide victory for who? Trump?
For Trump. Roaring Kitty is, but for whatever you take that into consideration, which
I'm really sad that we didn't get an Amber Rose.
Virginia as red, so just ignore it.
Yeah, I'm really sad we didn't get an Amber Rose versus Megan Thee Stallion Turkov for president. That's what we should have got.
A one-track mind, Gibbs. We got a one-track mind.
Listen, I'm trying to get what the people want. All right, I'm a true populist in that regard.
No, I mean, you did say that your patron saint is Dionysus, right?
He is. I even have him as an emote.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
And he's the background on my phone. Yeah.
So what's the first thing you're gonna do if
he also looks like me?
Does he? Let me look.
I got him on my phone right here.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
Yeah. especially when I have my Dionysus cup. You know,
Very nice.
yeah, I'm all ready. We're ready. What was the first thing I'm gonna do? What?
What's the first thing you're gonna do if Trump, if it's the race is called for Trump? What's the first thing you're gonna do?
Well, I would be playing GTA when I this, but it would be a fat line off of some.
Okay, I we're on Twitch still, Gibbs.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'd be playing GTA when this happened. You know, we'd be in the game, role playing, of course, and then I'd probably do some kind of drink, a shot or a beer, and then smoke a bowl, and then I'm gonna start checking how much money I lost by gambling on Kamala, and then I'm gonna start checking that against what my projected changes are gonna be with capital gains. Because capital gains, I think it was, I don't know who was that brought this up the other day, but this is a real good point. It's capital gains is like designed. I probably am gonna do all that anyway, Kyle. But the capital gains taxes are designed to go after like the really rich, but they know how to get out of it. And they do get out of it, and et cetera, et cetera. The people that it really affects are people like me, like ranchers, who have like a lot of land, and then like basically they're rich in like land, but they're really. I think it was Fabian last night that talked about this actually, but before he went all socialist. And basically, it's like, hey, we're sitting here like going, oh, we're the ones getting fucked. You know, living middle class lives. Like a tractor is like what, like a mill or something. Like in some places, like a combine. You know,
Oh,
like
it's
that's
expensive equipment.
expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the land, and you got to pay taxes, and then you have to keep it zoned, and then you got to worry about it's a whole bunch of shit. And you know, like, yeah, like people are like, oh, I don't feel bad for the rancher that's got, you know, 40 million in land and then just paid 2 million for a combine. Haha, whatever. He's, you know, he's real rich. Well, in reality, you know, yeah, they paid all that, but then they're living on like 60,000 a year. Like that's, you know, like or less. That's why I was saying if like I took a $40,000 hit, or what was it, the numbers, $38,000 hit, like my ranch took a $38,000 hit, like these ranchers on the border, I'd be fucked. I'd have to sell like a bunch of shit. I would probably call the ranch at that point. I would just like take the loss, and I would just consolidate and sell all my shit, and I'd start fucking growing hemp or something.
Fair enough. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. If we get pulled in, just tell Wick that.
Yeah, yeah, and the maintenance is expensive as well. No pants, Kyle. I was gonna do all that anyway. Yeah, Kyle, it's good to have you back here. Back in the Gibbs squad here. Maybe we get Nina to come yell at us later. I think that'd be fun. Mm-mm-mm. Fox News tends, like I know that I'm biased, but I feel like Fox News is the tends to be slower on calling stuff than some of the other news agencies, unless they're like really confident. It is Republican, but it's like Koch brothers Republican and less populist Republican. Or Koch brothers or whatever. Yeah, old guard. Like, I mean, like, well, I mean, I like Fox. No. That's actually probably a benefit for Fox is they call it late. Like, Fox is gonna take longer to post their stuff than CNN or MSNBC. They seem to call the states faster, in my opinion. They usually have them up, and then Fox will be like, I don't know how they called them, you know, and then they'll call it later. That's been my experience the last like few elections that I've watched. I mean, I think they're more accurate, in that regard, but Yeah, I mean, what's the best news then? I mean, I don't know. What's the? I mean, I read a lot of different sources. I was like I was just asking Lacto. I like National Interest and National Review for foreign policy. I don't like them so much for domestic. You know, like I like certain pundits. You know, I don't like. I don't think there's one good just like go-to news source anymore. Not in this day and age. Actually, I take that back. There is one to go-to news source. It's the Admiral Gibbs and Lactoid Show. That's who you need to come to. Us right here. That's why y'all need to give us your bits. Stop paying cable. Start paying us. We're better pundits anyway. We're better looking as well.
All right, we got some bad news, Gibbs.
All right.
There's a little bit of a drop in Trump right now in Polymarket. He's down to 57.3%. Kamala's at 42.8%.
Wow. I mean, I think that's going to drop quite a bit throughout the night. I think that's
You
going to
think
drop
so?
to like. I think it's going to drop to like almost even throughout the night. Like unless it just starts looking like a landslide one way or the other. He was at 62, I think, to start whenever we were watching.
He was at close to 62, yeah. So we're talking about a 5-point drop. So that's not good. That's not good.
I mean,
Might be good for Gibbs because he might be making a fuck ton of money, but it's not good for Trump. Yeah.
I mean, listen, we're cheering for one thing here, and that's the Trump win. I'll tell you what, we just offset problems with that bet. Like I said, that's also, like I said, this is why I know that the betting markets, like, they were wrong about the betting markets. Like, because they do, like, I think what is happening is a lot of people like me, they're going, this is the odds are not right this close, and they're getting good odds, and they're putting money down on Kamala. That would be how I assume what's happening. That's why I think it's going to lower throughout the night as stuff comes in, and then I think it's going to go up. I think that this is more accurate now than it will be closer to time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm it's a little bit upsetting.
Later, Stroby. Feel free to jump in, Stroby, and give a non-Twitch poll opinion later if you want to. We got to get some normie opinions.
Currently, things are hovering 57% for Trump, 43% for Kamala. It seems like Polymarket's the most reactive. Things haven't moved on Kalshi at all.
Yeah, I was
and things are with Polymarket. I mean, if you look at the small percentages, the third digit percentages, they're flipping constantly. Trump's back up to 59, then 57, then 59. I mean, you're having a lot of activity in the market right now. A lot of people are buying and selling Trump right now. So I think people are. It's hard to say. I mean, he's dropping, but then he's shooting back up, and then he's dropping again. I mean, where it's a close race.
Woo, bit hype, more corgis. Let's go.
Absolutely. Thank you, Blue Farah, for the corgis. Again, my favorite dog.
We know why.
No, it's not why Gibbs says.
Are you secretly a furry? And you've been lying to me this whole time.
Definitely.
Did you
not.
see that thing they did where they were asking? They went to the furry convention. They were asking who people were going to vote for, and it was like surprisingly 50-50.
Really? I would assume furries would be more Democrat.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Well, one, we get the higher faces," and then they were like, "Oh, it's kind of like I guess the bronies, where there's secretly a large racist contingent." Was what they were trying to argue that the furries were.
Oh,
I was like,
they're speciesist, really.
Nah, they're speciesist. Don't take 40K for that word, speciesist. I think that's how we unite the world: is we find aliens and we wipe them out.
9% of Indiana's now reporting. Trump's ahead, 57%. Now, just to be clear, I mean the only two states that are reporting right now, Trump can't he's not going to lose them. I mean they're solid red states. We're not going to expect any kind of surprise there. Really, the only question comes when we start seeing the swing states reporting. And again, the first one that's going to start reporting is Georgia, and that's going to start reporting within 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, you're going to start seeing the results from Georgia come in. That's what we're going to have to be looking for.
Oh, buddy. I think after Wix, I have a good bit for us. It's going to be a surprise.
I don't know if Wick's even going to bring us in. Maybe he's like they're in a heated conversation. Don't want to
Yeah,
add more
that's what it
cooks
looks
to the
like.
kitchen.
Yeah, he's got like 4 people in there.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. So Blepharius says a lot of furries are gay, and that's actually true. Like, if you look at the percentage that are LGBTQ, it's significantly higher than the general population. So that's why I would have expected, right, it to be more just vote Dem, right? Because LGBTQ people tend to vote Democrat more often than Republican.
I think we're gonna have after Wix we call in.
Now, if you look, women generally, if you look at women polling, abortion is the fourth biggest thing. So, to what Fairy Queen is saying, if she thinks that there's a voter, like a non-pollable, unlikely voter base of women that they could poll out, so wake the sleeping giant is what they say. Wake the sleeping giant of the non-voter with this issue of abortion is very possible. She could be 100% right, and the polling data just didn't pick it up. Same thing with Trump in 2016 with waking the sleeping giant on a lot of these untested left policies that make left-wingers and Democrats uncomfortable. Like a lot of Muslim terrorist violence in the United States and San Bernardino that they blamed on something else. Pulse nightclub, they said it was a gay man that was repressing his gayness when these were actually just terror attacks. And things to that nature. I think Trump tapped into that a bit with his Muslim ban, which is way over the top. Nobody supported it. But I think he's tapping into these uncomfortable subjects. How many more of those voters are out there for him to tap into versus how many are out there for Harris to tap into on abortion? I think she has the advantage on untapped, unlikely voters. But we don't know. What if the economy and inflation woke up a ton of people that previously didn't come out for Trump? We won't know that. So, but just to Fairy Queen's point, that could be true. But I think what you're seeing here is a bit of sampling bias. We do see.
It's mostly because it's from the early voting, and that's your story here. Okay,
that's
fair
my
enough.
guess.
Well,
Fair
let me
enough.
tell you something. I'll
Oh,
tell you
hold on!
something.
Before you do, let me tell you what we're talking about, so you know, right? We are
Mhm.
looking at the Arizona, some of the exit polls that have been released by Arizona, going through, and again, it's not complete data, it's incomplete data, but these are early results. These are what we're seeing, and the reasons why people voted and who voted. I think the big takeaways is that favorability for both candidates is underwater. More people dislike both candidates than they like them, but the numbers haven't really shifted very hard in either direction. We see a huge drop in white voters, and we see a sharp increase in Hispanic women specifically um, in Arizona. We also see, and I think the biggest eyebrow raising thing in this is that, again, according to this exit poll, democracy is a bigger issue than the economy. If that holds, even if it as the night goes on that reduces to issue number 2 or issue number 3, that's still a huge problem for Trump, in my opinion, right? Because if we were looking at this going in, people asking like, what was your top issues? Democracy was like number 8, number 12, right? It was very, very much down there. So I think that's a big thing. But those are the numbers, interpretations. I'm going to hand it to you, Gibbs. Then I want to hear Lactoid's thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if I can speak directly to Arizona, but I do want to kind of address what I came in on listening to now that we have the context. I think naturally, I think that the economy is going to play big. I think the economy, I think immigration is going to play big. There's a lot of people that feel disenfranchised by with the immigration thing, and it feels like they feel like funds are being directed towards this that could be directed towards them. I feel like the economy. I just was looking at some stats today. Here's one of them. Groceries under Biden is 21.5% higher. Let's see. Here's another good one here I have right here that I wrote down. It is that border encounters are up 330% from Trump to Biden, according to some sources. So, these are two massive things. I think it's like when you're an average normie, it's hard to sit here and go, oh, things are good with the economy when your credit card debt's higher and all these things. And I think that is going to be an issue that pushes people that would normally vote Democrat to vote Republican because, people got to eat. It's just that simple. And then I think immigration is also going to push people because legalized immigrants don't like illegal immigration. They're very upset about it. I was just talking to my neighbors. They were both legal immigrants. They said they both voted for Trump. Because once they got since they got their citizenship recently, and they were saying they both voted for Trump because they are not fans of illegal immigration. They want people to do it the legal way, and I thought that was interesting.
Caveat too, when he says illegal immigration, he's also talking about asylum abuse for people that limit it just to catch and
Hold on.
releases.
Well, I mean, sure, I guess. I mean, I'm specifically talking about. Like when I talk about illegal immigration, I'm not
Gotcha.
generally referring to the asylum.
I want to hear.
We had this
from-
conversation about.
Yeah, I want to hear from Lactoid now.
Yeah, I'll talk
What's
specifically
your thoughts?
I'll talk specifically to Arizona. I know you're saying that there's some reports of democracy being a really important issue, perhaps even more important than the economy. I'm not sure I would read too into that in terms of it being a pro-Democrat message. I mean, you have Elon Musk, for example, like the most of the thrust of his campaigning has been, you have to vote Trump to save democracy, right? Like this is going to be the last election if Kamala Harris wins, because they're just going to flood in illegal immigrants and start, basically stealing away all the states. So I think there's a lot of Trump voters that are motivated
if you
by
have
that.
Lactoid, if you have $100, okay, and I say if you correctly identify which candidate this voter who says that their number one issue is democracy, okay, which candidate, I'll give you $100 if you can correctly identify which candidate this democracy as top issue voter voted for. Who you putting your money on?
Yeah, in Arizona, it's going to be on a Trump voter, and this is
Agreed.
informed.
Really?
Yes, and this is informed.
That's
This is
wild.
maybe a little bit of cheating because this is informed by other things, primarily the polling and the projections. So, if you bring up 270 to win right now, it doesn't even list Arizona as a swing state anymore. Polymarket has Trump winning Arizona, 82% chance. Every single poll in 538 going back basically 2 months has Trump ahead. I think there's a few that may have Harris slightly ahead, but the vast majority of polls have Trump ahead by the most recent ones by +5. I mean, you're seeing significant margins for Trump in this state. And, and again, given that, I think, it's reasonable to project here that a lot of Arizona voters, they're concerned with illegal immigrants coming in and changing the way their state votes, which would make sense because Arizona is traditionally a state that has been pretty sensitive to illegal immigration.
Wick, do you know the right-wing argument for democracy being on the ballot?
Yes, the Democrats are shipping in illegal voters who are.
No, the weaponization of the Justice Department argument.
Oh, there's a bunch, right? So there's.
Yeah.
There's multiple.
Starting from Crossfire Hurricane on to everything.
Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah, so that's kind of what they're thumping. Both Elon and Oprah, their closing messages yesterday were democracy is going to end unless you pick my candidate. So.
Well, to Fairy Queen's point about abortion, I just in the other room, I have a friend here, and she is solely voting for Kamala over the abortion issue. And she's a normie voter, low information voter, and we've talked, and she was asking about how different states have different abortion laws, and I was like, well, it's up to states now after Roe v. Wade, and that concept to her was kind of hard for her to grasp, as not someone really into the politics, and she's like, well, I'm voting Kamala because abortion, right? And I think that's going to be a sentiment a lot of women have because
is that me?
What?
Yeah, Wick, your stream froze.
Yeah, it looks like you went down.
Wait, hang on. Wick, your Discord, everything is frozen. Okay. No, Tyler, Tyler, wave your hand at me.
Everything in the Discord's working for me.
Okay, Wick's Discord is not working for me.
It's because his PC just crashed.
He just crashed. Damn.
Oh, damn.
Oh, are we back?
He's
back. You're back, but your stream's not back yet.
You just missed it.
No.
Yeah.
Dude,
You
Gibbs
just
made
missed
the
it. Trump
best
won the
point
election.
ever. And he forgot.
I
Is
got the point. Don't worry.
Is the stream back up? I'm
Yes,
showing my
it's back
OBS
up.
is showing
It is.
green.
Yes, you're good.
My OBS is showing green.
Yeah, it's working.
You're
now.
good. Wait.
Lactoid showed his feet. You missed a lot.
Yeah.
God.
Normally I charge for that too, so you did miss a lot.
Yeah. Man, I missed it. It's disappointing.
But in
man.
conclusion, I was saying that basically, she was voting solely for Kamala, and even though the states' rights thing, I feel like that's gonna be a hard thing for average voters that are low information voters to understand. I think that could be a deciding factor. We'll see how that plays out. nationwide.
I also want to say one more thing, and this is not specific to Arizona, because I think that if we're talking about Wisconsin voters, democracy versus the economy, my answer could be different here. But I remember the last panel we were on, Wick. I mean, we were saying that the betting markets the day of, like that's what we're looking at in terms of accuracy. But
that was Econoboy's argument, not mine.
right.
Fair
But
enough.
I mean, following Econoboy's argument, I mean, Trump is like significantly ahead in all the betting markets right now.
Well,
Look,
Wait, hang on. Is that actually true? Like, I haven't looked at the betting
yeah,
markets,
he's
but like I've
dominating the
but
betting markets.
He is.
well, I've heard that that's true for one betting market.
No,
for,
it's
like,
for
the
all
one
of
that you
them.
It's
mentioned,
for all of them. I've got
Hold
Kalshi
on.
and Polymarket up right now. Trump is significantly ahead in both. On my Robinhood, Trump is ahead. I mean, and here's the thing. I mean, betting markets have only inaccurately predicted one election since 1980, and that was the 2016 election when Trump took everybody by surprise. And the fact that Trump is ahead on election day is good news for him, right? That does indicate that this kind of crystal ball a little bit is pointing towards a Trump victory.
Well, and in addition to that, like say like you get people that are like, I'm a pretty heavy sports bettor. I went and voted. I voted for Trump, obviously, but I went and put money down on Kalshi and on Polymarket for against Trump. I bet on Kamala because he was a 67% favorite when I did that, and like that's going to go against what I would want to win. But the odds, obviously, I think it's a 50-50 race or 50. I think Trump's got a slight lead personally, or ahead, or I hope. But I put money on Kamala because hey, if the odds are outrageous, then you want to bet against the odds in that case.
So here's the question that I have about like the betting market. Like I understand like that might be true. My counter to that though is that the Lichtman system like has also like not had like an inaccurate. I don't think he's had an inaccuracy like since the 80s as well. And he has like he says that it's going to be razor thin, and he says that it's probably going to go to Harris, not to Trump. And so like if you're going to say that like this is like an extremely consistent like good record, right? The problem is that this system also has a good record, and frankly, it just seems to make more logical sense to me. I can see the logic behind why Lichtman makes that prediction. Like we're talking about a betting market. Like what's the rationale behind why the betting market like is more predictive of like who is going to win? Why does it work? I understand that
Sure.
it does, but like what's the reason behind
The
it?
argument for why the betting market is more accurate is that rational market actors are going to make predictions with their money in a way that's far more honest than when they're talking to people or when they're reporting on polls or when people are making these large bets that they're looking into things and they're doing research, and people don't just throw away $1 million unless they're the most degenerate gamblers. And I'm sure some of those exist, but it's not going to be most or all the people that are betting on this race. And so the level of, I think, vetting that people go through when it comes to that is significantly higher than when it comes to just some kind of poll. When we're talking about Alan Lichtman, I agree that the guy, in my opinion, I think there's been some luck with his predictions. I mean, I'm skeptical of the key system.
Just real quick, I hate to interrupt, but just to my data slave here, we're gonna have early vote, like returns are gonna start coming in. Can you link me to the sites that you're gonna be monitoring and things like that, so I can pull it up when I need, etc. Sorry to interrupt. I just needed to do that.
I was just sending you screenshots from updates right now, actually.
No, you're good. And I'm looking forward to Alan Lichtman getting just wrecked. I mean, he's a very left-wing activist kind of person. You look through his Twitter, you'll see it. I know he's saying that the keys don't reflect his personal opinion, but I mean, he definitely has an opinion and he doesn't hide it. And I do wonder if maybe there's some level of implicit bias this time around that's causing him to rank the keys in favor of Kamala Harris as opposed to Trump.
So I'm going to share my screen here. These are the screenshots from the exit polls. These are national exit polls. So keep that in mind. But I think it's worth looking at. Okay, when you have voters under 30 nationwide, okay? Most important issue for men, it's split almost 50-50 here. Economy has a slight edge, but democracy is just behind that.
What is
With
this
women,
poll, Rick?
obviously, 46%.
I'll send you the link. I'll send it.
Please. That's surprising to me. I think if you asked people, right, is democracy even going to be in people's top 5? No one would say so, right? I think because all earlier polls indicated that it wasn't even in the top 10. So I think that this is whether this or not, whether this turns out to be, it's like Lactoid said, right, where it's something where a lot of Republicans jumped on this bandwagon. I don't know. I can't tell you, right? But I do think it says something about this election.
What's the
that
yellow
there
slice?
is, abortion.
Okay,
What-
so
what do you-
women
wait,
is
wait,
primarily
what do you-
motivated
for
by abortion.
abortion.
Yeah.
What do
Yeah,
you asked Lactoid, like what the democracy, right? It's like when you say that, right? I think it does vary, right? Because when I hear democracy, I hear like a lot of people sitting there thinking, oh, our country's, I obviously I run in like in my normie circles that are more conservative. I hear a lot of them talking about like, either conspiracy theories or they think that stuff's rigged or like they don't like the way it's going. They're like it's going to be no voting if one side wins the other side, like versus when I come into Twitch poll and we talk about democracy, I hear a lot of like January 6th kind of thing. What do you think, Wick, is like they're referring to? Because it looks like an NBC poll, so I would assume that you would probably have a closer meaning to what they're trying to reach with democracy versus what do you think the average person thinks
So when let me.
for this specific scenario.
I think that most people, when they give their issue when they give their number one concern as democracy, I think that almost everyone's referring to January 6th or something around January 6th. I think that is the most accurate, most likely. If I had money to put on someone who thought democracy was their biggest concern in America and a threat to democracy, 9 times out of 10, I think that voter, if that's their number one concern, is going to be Harris. If they are concerned about like importing illegals to vote, then their number one concern that they're going to say is going to be immigration. It's not going to be democracy. That's my intuition. That's what I would expect to happen. I could very well be wrong, but that's the argument I would make. If you are concerned about votes being, the vote tallies being disrupted because immigration, illegal immigrants are being imported in or whatever, you're just going to use immigration is going to be your number one issue in that case, right?
I've only heard that argument recently. Up until like the last few weeks, I really thought the whole argument was that Democrats were rigging the justice system against Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean, what I
Crossfire
hear
Hurricane was the proof.
the immigration is kind of a little newer stick, but like it's kind of like I know some people try to pigeonhole it as like a great replacement racial theory, but like I think there is some concern about the immigration like issue that's like with that's like with for the voting stuff. But I think generally it's like what you were just saying, Tyler, is the justice system. They think that some of these polling things are going to like be rigged. They're worried that the Dems are going to steal it. They're already like reporting different issues. I've like always wondered, like
we got some predictions, gang. CNN prediction: Trump wins Kentucky.
Vermont went to Harris.
If you were
AP also called Indiana for Trump and Vermont for Harris.
That's
and I think Vermont, Vermont was called.
Okay, let me
Harris.
bring up a map. Okay,
Here, I got ABCs up. I'll link it.
please do.
Best one. I've looked at them all. Best one easily.
Charles Trump is ahead, 19-3. Stop the count.
Everything after this is a steal, right?
This is when we start cheating, guys.
You might
Get
not
ready.
get your results the fastest, but this is the
Fine.
easiest one to navigate.
Yes. Okay, this is what we're looking at. Vermont has been called. 3 electoral votes to Harris. Kentucky has been called. 8 electoral votes to Trump. Okay, poll closed 4 minutes ago in these states. Florida, too close to call. South Carolina, too close to call. Georgia, too close to call. Vermont, Virginia, Indiana, too close to call. Apparently, according to this site specifically. Here, let me...
But wait, we got Vermont.
I see 8 precincts have been called in the House for Republicans, all safe districts.
Here, if you guys want to watch along, this is probably the better way to do it. So you can all see and leave time what I am seeing. Do I have to refresh this, or will this update as we
Updates
go?
on the fly.
Then we will keep this up as we talk, as we discuss. I think that's probably the best way to do it. And we can and we can rely on Mr. Data Analyst here, Data Analyst Expert, to give us some county by county things. Have you seen, because we have seen some early vote totals come in from these states, have you seen in that Bellwether County you were talking about in Florida, what does that look like and how does it compare to the previous things? Or is it still too early to call?
0% polling right now from Osceola
don't
County,
know.
which is
Fair
the
enough.
Hispanic one. Yeah.
It's going to be a long night, ladies and gentlemen. Buckle up and buckle in, okay? So far, I don't think there's any huge surprises
Stand
here.
down and stand by.
Yeah, I don't
Initial
think-
Georgia
Stand
results are
back.
coming in right now.
Stand back and stand by.
Oh, sorry.
Can
I'm
we?
very proud.
on, how's this
1%
map
Georgia
work?
reporting. And Trump's ahead. Ha ha ha.
I'm not seeing any updates on this site, unfortunately.
AP has Trump like one. I see what Lactoid's saying.
Yeah, I'm following AP. Currently 1,500 votes roughly to 1,200 votes. So your girl's
Okay,
getting
yeah,
shellacked.
Yeah,
It's way too early.
I know. I'm kidding.
I know, but we're having fun.
She's only
I don't
getting
know,
beasted.
I don't know,
right now.
Tyler. That's like 300 votes.
She's getting beasted, not shellacked. You know, it's gradations.
But no, this site actually, I'm really impressed with it. We
How
can
do y'all
check
get it to go
these out.
blank, like right off the bat?
Interesting. We can look
It's
at
the
each
best. You might not get your results the fastest, but easily the best.
super useful. Though the update it
There
needs
we
to
go.
update faster.
Speed matters. That's what matters.
Do you have a faster one?
It's not as detailed, but the AP Associated Press is.
Can you link that to me so perhaps I can
So
share
if
that?
just Google voting results, and it's the very
Yeah.
first thing that comes up. It's in the Google. It's a Google widget basically.
All right, what states have been called so far? Can y'all say that again?
Indiana and Kentucky for Trump, and was it Vermont for
Vermont,
Harris?
Vermont
yeah.
for Harris.
All right.
So again, we have to look at what is coming in, and more importantly, where it's coming in at. So again, less than 1% reporting. You can't really make any predictions yet. You can't really make any calls. The only thing we got is a county right next to Macon, which we can't look at. Man,
Is that MTG's county?
I
Just
was
out of
saying, Wick, I
curiosity.
think you're right about the Florida thing, about how you were analyzing Florida. Like,
Mhm.
like if it's a close win for Trump, it's a toss-up.
I'm talking
right?
10 or
yeah.
10 or less, right?
I don't know about 10 or less, but I
Then-
think that Florida's the one to watch for
Well,
sure.
the thing in
Like,
Florida is if she doesn't develop an early lead, she's going to lose because Pensacola.
Well, she's gonna.
no,
lose
we already know she's going to lose Florida. The argument
Yeah.
is
How
basically,
much?
yeah, it's like if it's a close win for Trump in Florida, then I think that indicates that there's maybe like he didn't do as well. There's more blue support.
Indiana
Sure.
also just got called, according to ABC, for Donald Trump. So Indiana, projected winner, Donald Trump, gang. Okay, Donald Trump, 19 votes to Harris's 3. What's going on? And look at the popular vote. Trump's winning that popular vote. Okay, so you gotta keep that in mind. We're gonna be switching between these two maps. I think both are helpful.
Yeah, it's not
What
looking
did
good for you. It's pretty much over. Might as well throw in the towel.
Pretty much.
What did
Might
you
as
think
well
of what
just
Trump
go
said
on.
about that? That he thought if it was off the popular vote that he would win because he would campaign differently. What do you think about that?
I don't think that's true.
I think the funniest
disagree with
meme would be him winning the popular vote and then losing the college.
That'd be wild.
That'd be the
So
best.
I'm looking
meme.
at Florida. Okay,
That would be pretty
on
funny.
the
I would
ABC
laugh.
map. Okay. I'm looking to see which counties are coming in, and because again, I used to live in Brevard County actually, so I'm familiar with kind of like the voting patterns. Brevard's going to go red. It just is. It always has, except for if you go back to like the 90s or some shit, right? But if you look at this, you're going to see this be blue most likely. This kind of area, you're going to see this all be red, and there's going to be pockets of blue. You're going to see in the kind of the Tampa areas, this area, Orlando area, you're going to see that be blue, this corridor, okay? Everything else is going to be red. But here's the difference. You're going to see totals, and totals are going to matter, right? This one, it's all in who, like you see 71% reporting in, 67,000 for Harris, 63,000 for Trump. Only a 3% difference. If Kamala was going to win this state, she'd need that to be a lot higher. Because we can look at these other smaller counties. Clay County, Trump's pulling away at 70%, right? That's what he needs to do. That matters, okay? 65 to 28 matters. And again, 70% reporting. 50-49, 175, 172, razor thin. In Duval County, no, she needs that to be way higher than it is, 66%. She's not getting Florida, gang. If you were hoping on Florida, it isn't happening for Harris based on these numbers. It could change. Maybe there's a bunch of Harris voters that are coming last minute. I don't know. But looking at this, nah. This is more what you would want to see in Broward County, right? But even that's low for her when we look at the actual percentage gap. She needs that to be more like 70%.
Can
She's
I
up in Georgia.
jump in here about Florida really quickly? If you look
Up by
toward
10% in Georgia.
the center of the state there, the blue triangle looking one, it's called Osceola County. That is the state with the 2/3 Hispanic demographic, 1/3 being Puerto Ricans. Right now, 71% of the vote is in on ABC, and Trump is doing better in that county than he ever has been by 3% points, meaning he's probably up with Hispanics. If he wins the county, which is unlikely, he's never won it, then that shows he's probably going to start overturning a lot of blue counties. But right now, he is 3 points higher than 2016 and 9 points higher than 2020.
Well, we'll see how it goes, right? Again, as stuff comes in, Lake County, 68% per reporting, 60-40. This actually is kind of low for him. He needs that to be a little higher, right? If 60-40, if all these little counties, right, these traditionally red counties go 60-40, that's not a good sign for him. But again, Harris ain't doing better, right, as we just heard. So we'll have to look at it. We'll have to see. Do you know, do you have the numbers up from 2020, how Broward County did back in 2020? Could you look? Because I think that's going to be indicative.
The early polling numbers.
My guess here is that she did better, or that Biden did better in Broward in 2020. But that's a guess.
Well, I was gonna say across the board, it looks like early polling, like Democrats have underperformed, while Republicans have matched or equal to or overperformed with early voting, which is typically something they're not as good at. However, independents have made up a larger chunk of the early voting than ever before. So, like, I think that's something to watch.
The Jebtan says, why even watch Florida if Georgia is counting? Because I think that the percentage of Florida will affect Georgia and will affect that area. I think they're intertwined in a way. But I'm just curious, the 2020 results for Broward County.
Can you spell Broward for me?
Broward. I want to know.
Joe Biden won 64.48. Trump won 34.74.
What's the totals?
Trump took 333,000. Biden took 618,000.
Okay, so we got 67% reporting in. It looks like Trump's overperforming here than he did in 2020. That's a good sign for Trump. Let's take a look at some of the other states because. Yes.
Well, that can be deceptive on its own. You also have to look at demographic changes. If some of these counties increase or decrease in size or demographic, then you could see different results. Whereas, again, this one district I'm pointing out that's been vetted by the great and godly Steve Kornacki.
So Georgia, actually, over the state, 51% Harris, boys. Let's go. Trump apparently lost. Let's stop the count right here. I think this is a good place to stop it.
No, Democrats don't do that. We're not afraid to win fair because we always do.
But just to be clear, Virginia, there's under 1,000 votes already, and Trump is winning by, I think, 70 votes.
Are we going to do this all night where we do like, we got 1,000 votes in and Trump is ahead by 5?
You got to keep the people interested, man.
I guess.
I was gonna say, what else are Lactoid and I going to bicker about otherwise?
Let's look at some of these. Let's look at some of these counties. I'm really curious. So we got places like Rockdale. That's a huge margin. Douglas County. That margin. That's what Kamala needs to keep up and do. Right. That's wildly big. Let's look at what some of the red counties are doing, especially close to Florida. I'm really curious. That's a good margin for Trump as well, though. Like, they are both doing kind of what they need to. Look at this fucking margin, 91% Trump.
Can you go back to Rockdale real quick? It was 70% Biden, 29%.
Okay.
Oh, she's
early voting. Harris is overperforming. That matters. This might be a repeat of 2016, but in reverse. So one of the artifacts that people forget about 2016 is Clinton in red states overperformed. She won more votes in red states than Obama did. But the problem is it wasn't enough to overturn the red states, right? And so she just made some gains, right, in states she was never going to win. I'm curious if this is going to play out the same, where we see Trump make gains in places like Florida, right? Or he makes a little bit more in California, or he makes like the red states just go redder. That won't help him. He needs to win states that he lost in 2020, and we'll see if he does.
Rockdale County is almost 60% African American or black alone, not mixed race, where it's only 26% white alone, not mixed race. So that's a very...
Wait, pull up those percentages again.
I can link them. This is the 2020 census. African American or black, 57.48% for Rockdale County. So that is definitely a Democrat voting well you're looking at there. And if she overperforms Biden in the flat vote, then yeah, you could be talking about Democrat turnout being higher than expected.
So let's look at Virginia, because Artemis Fowl was in my DMs earlier telling me, oh, Virginia. Look at Virginia. Virginia might flip. So let's give it a look.
Maybe.
We'll see what's happening here. It's 0% reporting, 58 to 41%. I don't know if we can make any calls. Only one county looks to have any in, and it's a county with like 10,000 people. I don't know what to tell you. We got some other Hanover County with 1% reporting, 1%. Yeah, again, too early to tell, too close to call. Let's wait and see. North Carolina is coming in very soon, and that will be too. Remember what I said when we went into this. We are looking at Florida, we're looking at Georgia, we're looking at North Carolina, and they're going to tell the story of the night. That's my prediction. They're going to tell the story of the night. So far in Florida, it seems to be, and we'll check to see if this is going to play. Trump is overperforming what he did.
What point does the freak out start for one side or the other?
Not yet. It's coming.
Yeah. When does it front? That's the.
Trump
when do I get worried? Here's the thing.
2 Rust Belt states go to Trump. It's over.
If Georgia and if Virginia doesn't go blue, it's over. Okay, Harris can't win. But I think Virginia's going to go blue. Okay.
I think it's going to go blue.
I'll back up that prediction. I think it's also going to go blue,
yeah.
But I would love to get proven wrong. We'll see.
Like I said, I think North Carolina is also going to go red. But if I'm wrong and it goes blue, that tells a story, right? That
do you think North Carolina's going to go red?
Certain things. I think North Carolina is going to go red. I don't want it to go, but I think it is. But if it doesn't, and if it's blue, then I think that Trump can't win. So my thing is, again, that's why we're watching Florida, Georgia, and North Carolina. If any of them go blue, and Florida's not going to, right? But if Georgia and North Carolina both go blue, it's going to be an early night. I don't think North Carolina will. Georgia very well might. Pennsylvania is going to be in it to win it. Like Pennsylvania is going to be what wins the election for either candidate. My opinion.
I don't know about for sure. Like if this is my thing, here's a prediction I'll make. If it comes down to Pennsylvania, we're not going to know for several days. Obviously, I think that there's a very real possibility that it could be called before Pennsylvania, like one way or the other.
We have one key contested race right now. 70% is in it. It's Florida's House 13. Heartthrob Representative Luna is up 53%, which is what she won at. So she's performing almost exactly what her polling said she would and previous results said she would. So it's looking like she's going to keep that recently flipped district.
She's the really attractive one, isn't she?
She's very attractive.
Yeah, I remember her. I remember her
very
vividly.
Let me pick, okay? I want to see.
Yeah, no, she's
DM
pretty
me.
thick.
Only substance-based endorsements of politicians.
She lost to Charlie Crist.
There's a lot of good substance there.
She lost to Charlie Crist, the former governor, twice, and then dethroned him in 2022 in the Florida red wave that we actually did see in that one state. And then after that, it looks like she's going to hold the seat. So That's another House seat that Republicans flip they're going to keep.
We have a little bit more information coming in from Georgia. Okay. Still very early, only 3%. But Trump has regained the lead, 91,000 to 87,000. Okay. Only 3% reporting. Again, we got to
Stop
look
the
at
count.
where are they coming from. Where are they coming from? Camden County in near Florida. Really good margins. 80% reporting. Brantley County. You're going to see all these at the bottom. Almost all these go red. Atlanta's in here somewhere. You're going to see that go blue, obviously. But yeah, all these ones near Florida are going to go red. The margins will matter. So we'll got to see where they come in at, where they go in. Greene County came in 87%. It's going red. McDuff 67% going red. Heard County again.
Something to think
going
about
red.
here.
And we can compare this to the Georgia map to see where the cities are, right? So you expect all this to kind of go blue. You expect all like this area to go kind of bluish, right? The cities basically you'll see mostly blue. There'll be some red, but mostly blue. And the areas surrounding will be mostly blue. And then everything else is going to be pretty red. So it looks like counties outside of the cities aren't at play yet. And this is what we got. Again, 3% in. We don't know yet. Hard to say.
Exit polling data just dropped from Georgia right now. The black vote is down for Harris, only a couple percent, but it's still down from Joe Biden in 2020. And the black vote for Trump is up from 88 down to 86 for Harris, up from 11 to 12% for Trump. But again, we don't have the full data. This is just early vote-based exit polling, which Georgia did have a pretty sizely early vote.
Yep. We will see as we go on, right? Like, what about the black vote in total? Has that been up compared to
Nothing.
2020? Down?
Just in Georgia, it's down. The black vote
In Georgia,
is down.
the black vote overall is down? Okay.
Yes,
Fair enough.
so far.
Jones is already reporting election fraud in Pennsylvania with law enforcement on the way. Just so you y'all like that.
Wait, who's reporting it?
Alex Jones, the most trusted
I
news
know.
source.
The most trusted name in news.
Alex Jones.
Reporting that
Alex Jones
the
could
law
say all sorts of
enforcement is
things.
on the way.
The gravel
Law
voiced
enforcement's
God
on the way.
himself.
Yeah, he's on the way. Law
Alex,
enforcement is, guys. Just thought I would drop that quick update. You can trust.
These are
Alex Jones.
important updates. We need to
Damn.
know.
Yeah.
Hey,
the
I
real
only bring you the
info
most-
wars this evening. Jesus.
Yeah,
Only the most
I only
relevant
bring you the
news.
most relevant news. Yeah, that's my job here.
Okay, South Carolina. I don't think anyone thinks South Carolina is going blue. Does anyone here think South
No,
Carolina is going
nobody
blue?
thinks that.
No. No. Solid. Wait. Can you go back to it though? I'm just curious. Thank you. Can you click on which of those counties are up there?
Kershaw, Chesterfield.
and Chesterfield. Okay.
These are pretty typical, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, they're going to be for Trump.
Yeah, I don't see any of that. We are in wait for those of you just tuning in tonight and all night tonight. We're going to be playing with these maps, and this is going to this is your new god. Okay, these maps. You're going to see me click on all the things. Okay, and we're going to look and we're going to analyze and we're going to get into the nitty gritty details. Where are people voting? Where are the voting coming in? And why are they voting? How they're voting? Why are we seeing these things as they come in? And we'll interpret it as we go. But please stick with us, stay with us, and we will get to it. And we'll get there, and we'll get these results coming in. We got more election results in 6 minutes at 7:30. We got more polls closing, and I'm excited. Are you excited, dear viewer? I hope you are. Well, how we feeling? How we feeling, gang? What are we thoughts here?
Like I want to throw up.
Yeah, the odds markets are favoring pretty much across the board. And PredictIt, which is most favorable to Kamala, she's fallen behind. Kalshi has Trump up more than he was before. And then Polymarket, he's almost at 62% compared to Kamala's 38.5%. So the bettors are seeing something with the early reports that's making them comfortable with Donald Trump.
Guess we'll see how accurate.
Have you
the betting
considered he doesn't have enough keys to unlock the White House door?
I'm not.
He lost all his keys to the White House. He sent them off to be gold-plated. Never got them back.
Out
That
of
is something he would
curiosity,
do.
Tyler, Palm Beach County, What was the 2020 results for Palm Beach County? I'm just very curious. And tonight I'm going to ask you to do a lot of 2020 checking, right, and comparing. So just be prepared for that. But what was the percentage and what was the totals? I'm just really curious.
Tyler, are you speaking? I can't hear you.
No, I'm pulling it up right now. Palm Beach County 2020. Trump had 334,000 votes at 43%. Oh, it says Biden had the same amount of votes. It must be a mistake, but he got 55.97%. There's something messed up in their data here, it looks like.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Dyslexia I have. It's 433,000 versus 334,000.
Okay, and what was the percentages again?
43 for Trump, 56 for Biden.
So according to this, with 68% in, and that could change, Trump seems to be overperforming.
Yikes.
2020 numbers by quite a few percentage points, at least in these counties. And remember, gang, Broward County, he lost by what was he at Broward County? Like 33%? Was that the number? Can you remind me?
Yeah, let me pull it back up. Broward County, Trump 35, Biden 65. 620 versus 333.
Again, early, we don't have all the votes in, but Trump seems to be overperforming his 2020 totals. Whatever that's worth, that's what we have. Again, Florida was never seriously in play. If you were thinking Florida was in play, you're silly. But it will matter on the percentage of wins here.
Now, it is important to note that during the pandemic, after Biden was elected, we saw for, I want to say it was 9 months, California and New York saw the biggest decline in population. I think California actually net lost people for a year. And a lot of those people, I think Florida was the largest growing state. So a lot of conservative voters from those states, I think, moved to Texas, Florida, maybe even Georgia. We could see that impacting the vote. So it might not be overperforming as much as demographic change.
Very, very true, right? Voters moving because of COVID restrictions, etc. Quick question overall, in the 2020 election, what was the overall Florida vote percentage? I'm just curious about percentage-wise.
Oh, this is broken down by county.
I don't care about the counties. I care about the overall state.
Do you want to know what percent of eligible voters voted?
No, I want to know, what did Trump win by?
Oh, that's easy then. Okay, 51.2%, 5,668,000.
Okay, so yes, it looks like, again, from this, and I think it's also reflected here, Trump is overperforming so far in Florida. That's an indicator. It might not be indicative, but it is something to keep in mind as we go through the night, as we look at things, as we see what's coming out. And it's looking like Trump is overperforming so far. We'll see if that holds.
A new experience for him.
Let's see what Virginia's looking like. Pretty neck and neck, but we got 2% in, so it's not. I don't know. Like 2% in, there's not really much you can say.
Well, except stop the count. You can say that.
I guess. It's interesting with the ABC or the Google poll, the AP poll. Kamala's ahead by quite a bit. I think that's because the difference here
Rigged on
being
their side.
Richmond County, Richmond City, coming in, whereas this one only 6%, right? So it's not in by a lot yet. So I think that's probably the difference maker there. But again, we'll see. Some people think Virginia's in play. I don't. But if it is, that's a huge indicator, and we might actually have an early night. If Harris can't win Virginia, that's a problem, right?
When was the last time a Dem didn't win Virginia? Like Bill Clinton when he lost his own state? No, he was
No, I
Tennessee,
think
right?
2000. I think the Bush years. I think
Yeah,
Virginia might have went red. I could be wrong.
I think that you're
Double
right.
check that.
I think you're correct.
So it
I
wasn't
could-
like terribly long ago, but yeah. But yeah, looking. Oh, West Virginia has been called. West Virginia just called. Just predictions, okay? West Virginia, 4 electoral votes go to Donald J. Trump, ladies and gentlemen. 4 electoral.
Salute.
Bush
Look,
43
imagine
to
imagine
Virginia.
paying 12 grand for this kind of data, okay? Like Destiny's team did. We get it for free. On
Have you
ABC.
seen their little map? It's so fun.
I'm sure it is. Is it 12 grand fun?
Well, not to me, but I mean, if you have 12 grand, I mean, what else are you gonna spend
We
it
are.
on?
We
Yeah,
are
and
seeing
it's
the
probably a
polls
tax
closing.
write-off. Probably a
Yeah.
tax write-off.
We're seeing polls closing in North Carolina and Ohio. North Carolina is going to be the one to watch. Ohio might be an indicative too. Again, we can look to see if Ohio, because Ohio and Pennsylvania, right? You can see their neighbors. They do somewhat influence each other. They often vote at odds, but there is some, especially in the Pittsburgh area and that area, there is some overlap and thought process and things like that. So it will be interesting to see if Trump overperforms, underperforms, how that goes. But again, the big ones are Georgia, North Carolina, Florida, and at 8 o'clock, oh boy, the slow giant Pennsylvania. That's going to be fun. Are you guys excited? Who's excited here? Okay. Let's get some, I know some energy. Fairy Queen, you look like you're falling asleep. Okay. You okay?
I'm here. I didn't go anywhere. Okay. Don't call me
What
out
about
like that.
Iowa? Iowa doesn't close till 9 p.m. Eastern.
Iowa, let's fucking go!
We'll
I wonder
see.
where Tyler's from.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Land of butter cows. Let's go.
Oh, we have Georgia update 8%. Okay. Trump taking a huge lead. But again, look and seeing where they're coming in at. They're coming in along the places, not around the cities, right? That you normally will see. Let's look at the margins. 64 to 35. That's on the edge, right? Trump wants to do better than that, but that's acceptable. Does that make sense in these smaller counties? What he wants is these kinds. He wants that 91%, right? Like in these super small counties. He wants this on all these things. He wants anything over 70% is great for him. And he needs that. 65% is on the edge. Camden County, 68%, that's acceptable. That's good, right? That's close to 70. That's what he wants. 68, that's what he wants. This, again, too close, right? He wants that a little bit better. That is not good. If that holds, and he can't win rural counties like this. He can't win with just 52% in a rural county like this. He can't, right? So let's go through and kind of see the vibe that we're getting here. Again, remember, 55% of the pointing in. This is early reporting. We'll get more. It'll update as the night goes on. Yada, yada, yada. Let's keep going. Irwin County, solid. Not very solid at all. Actually, kind of worrisome for Trump there. Worrisome for Trump. Solid. It's looking like most of them are what he needs to do. There's a few worrying signs like this one, right? But most of these seem to be what Trump needs to see.
I'll tell you what, Wick, I'm feeling pretty good right now. Not gonna
Yeah?
lie. I think things are, just the,
Well,
the
early
initial
night.
stuff come. It's early, but I mean,
Yeah.
stuff's coming in, and I mean, it's looking good. I mean, Trump is so far ahead in Florida, and the Panhandle hasn't even been counted yet, right? I mean, this
that's
is
going to be a huge for. I think that again, it's something to look into, and it is a worrying sign for Harris. It's just true. But again, we saw 2016. Clinton overperformed, but only where it didn't matter, right? So we'll see. Georgia's going to be the thing. Rockdale County Harris is doing what she needs to do. Douglas County, Harris is doing what she needs to do. We'll see if that holds. We don't have the cities in yet in Georgia. Like, we don't have Clayton, DeKalb, Fulton. We don't have any of that. That's gonna matter. So we got to see. We got to wait to see how Georgia turn out.
Senate update. I'm not sure anyone here was disputing this, but Jim Justice just replaced Joe Manchin, who was forced out for being a moderate.
What a horrible crime. I'm glad that he was removed.
2% North Carolina. Harris is up 70%.
Based.
Jill Stein has a whole percentage point.
Isn't that like the saddest thing?
Oh, it's not as sad as Chase Oliver with his 0, but yeah. It's true.
No. I mean, isn't Jill Stein like weirdly connected to Russia?
Well, at least Russia got that measly 1%, okay? We can deal with the 1% after the election, okay?
It just makes me sad that that's how uninformed people are.
China's already got the
Nobody
White
knows
House
about
with the Biden crime family in charge, so, they already won.
I think she sat at the same table as somebody from Vladimir Putin one time, and that's her connection to Russia.
Hey Gibbs, I don't know if you heard about this, but the Supreme Court recently decided that the president doesn't do crimes. So how could it be the Biden crime family, huh?
He just is. No, hold on. He's just listen. I'll give him credit where credit's due. They're so good at crime that they got to this position of power that what they do is no longer crime, thanks to the Supreme Court ruling.
Yeah,
You're right.
I
will give him. They're very goated as criminals. Like, it's impressive that they're the creme de la creme of the criminals.
Biden sicked Jack Smith onto Donald Trump in a bid to get himself presumed criminal immunity. It was the long con all this time for Burisma.
I mean, if you're worried about Russia, though, man, look no further than the climate change movement in the United States and the UK. So it's pretty much hundreds of millions of dollars funneled in.
North Carolina is too early. Like, again, you want to see that, but 2%, we can't make anything out of 2%, right? We gotta wait. We gotta wait. If this is a margin at 50%, then call me then. But like, again, we looking what counties are coming in, where these numbers are coming from, all that matters. Right, so when you only got like 3% of a county, 7% of county reporting, that ratio's great. She needs to actually up it a little bit and maintain it, but we'll see, right? It's a waiting game, and I know that sucks, but it's a waiting game at this point. Okay,
We're about to start getting Pennsylvania soon here too.
Yeah, we have Ohio starting to be on the map now. 3% reporting. Donald Trump's ahead, of course, but I don't think anybody was realistically expecting.
You're never gonna. Yeah. Ohio's just red now.
Oh yeah, it's not a swing state anymore.
But there are districts in there that do show you, as Wick was saying, it shows you bellwether districts of the Rust Belt. There's certain ones in there, if they go a certain way, could play into Michigan and Wisconsin. And again, Trump is undercounted in those two states. In the last two elections, he was in by 9, I think, one, or was it 8 maybe, and the other one 5. I don't know. It's by big numbers, he's undercounted in the Rust Belt.
We'll find out if that holds true.
So I was gonna say, I'm very disappointed. I know that you, two of y'all got flags behind y'all, but this is a special day, and I feel like it's an extra patriotic day, and only
Democracy Day.
Yeah, so there should be much more American flag decor, I think,
You're
and
right.
clothing and whatnot. Y'all need to step up your game.
Where's your American flag? All I see is a blinking profile picture.
Well, it's because I'm also streaming on. We're trying to do this other thing.
Fake
Yeah,
patriot.
OBS only allows us to run cameras through one thing at a time, unfortunately.
Yeah,
You've never heard of OBS Virtual Camera, which is what I'm using right now?
I'm too tech illiterate.
Yeah, I mean, I have it, but it doesn't work too good because we're doing that stream together thing, so it like promotes you now, like if you use it, and it doesn't work too good through that thing, and like with using Firefox or Chrome. I don't know, it's like too many levels. Twitch hasn't figured out all the kinks yet.
Yeah, I think Florida Trump's probably overperforming in Florida than 2020. Again, only 67% in. We don't know. Oh, $2 from Zephyr Hash. Wick, tell Gibbs about the gift you're getting. Zephyr Hash ordered me a very special hoodie, which will be coming in around Thursday.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I think you will enjoy it. If you
good.
like patriotism, I think you will
Ah,
enjoy the hoodie.
I'm
Okay.
excited.
Whoa.
I'm ready to
excited
see it.
to wear it on stream.
I just
Yeah.
want to quickly say, major moves in the betting markets. Predict It just shifted from Trump being way 1 cent ahead, and now Trump's at 59, Kamala's at 45. Polymarket has an even greater difference. Trump's at 65, Kamala's at below 35 and dropping.
That's gonna wildly swing again. I know you guys like the predictive markets and the betting markets. I don't think they're predictive. I think they're a
Yeah.
lagging indicator. But
You know what that sounds like? Premium copium.
It does. Kalshi has Donald Trump at 64% now. And
The markets-
remember, this is predictive. I mean, historically speaking, it's very predictive.
It is, but they're classically way further off than the polls are. And if you want, RCP and Atlas are the most reliable in the last 2 elections, so I would go with that. I just want to point out Vermont called their governor race. They reelected the Republican for governor and also went with Harris for president. So Vermont split tickets, base moderates.
I
Fair
thought that was a crime that we ejected Joe Manchin for.
I like split tickets in purple states. I voted all Democrat except for Trump.
Moderates are only bad when they disagree with me.
Trump is at 67 on Polymarket now.
well, that's all well and
Place your bets now, folks. You can make dollars.
Wow, and Predict It, which again, like just earlier today, had Kamala slightly ahead. Trump's at 62 now. I mean, wow. The numbers out of Florida are looking really good for Trump.
They
I guess
are.
The gamblers are pretty excited about
the
that.
gamblers are betting on that. But again, the issue being is it's very possible that this is just 2016 where again Clinton overperforms in states she doesn't need to win. Like Florida was never going blue. Trump could win by 100% in Florida. It wouldn't matter. Only in the fact that what it says about the rest of the electorate. Now, again, as I said, I think we can make some inferences on Florida. And I think it's not nothing. But I think it does something we have to keep in mind that there are other indicators on the board. Mad Honeybee for $10. I got my vote. I vote sticker. No matter who wins, they make history, and we should all be grateful we have the right to vote in the first place. From your buddy, the Dirty Centrist. Thank you for the $10, and thank you for voting. I appreciate you. And you're correct. We all should be grateful that we have the right to vote. I think that's something that we can't take for granted. And voting based. The Doghouse Show is with us. I'm going to get a drink and use the restroom. I'm going to give the platform. I'm going to let Fairy Queen, she's going to moderate. So be good while I'm gone. Okay? But yeah.
Moderate what? Unless me and Gibbs are going to get into it again.
Dad's gone.
No, you can't get
Hold on,
into
the
it,
N-word.
Gibbs. That's my job.
I'm a saint. I'm a very nice, saintly person. What do you mean?
Okay.
Can I
This is
jump
the
in here?
only MAGA trader that I love.
Oh, there's a bunch of. I can post anyone that's interested the link. There's a bunch of races to watch up on NBC right now. In the House District, 6% in House District 7 in Virginia, where Vindman, the brother of the guy who testified during Trump's first impeachment, he is running in a district Democrats traditionally win in the last few elections, haven't lost it in maybe, I think, 6 cycles, House cycles now, which is 2 years. So Abigail Spanberger, the incumbent, stepped down. Vindman stepped up. This district has been trending more and more Democrats slowly over time. It's just trickling 1/2 a point at a time. But it could be turned easily on a dime. Vindman's up right now. Just keep an eye on it.
Tell you what, this Saturday I wish I'd gone on your show instead of fucking watch the Aggies play. I'll tell you that, Doghouse. That's fucking
Hey, I didn't.
better waste of my time.
I canceled the show. I was like, I was struggling. If anybody knows anything about trying to get together panels, it is a struggle.
Saturday's a hard day.
I like panels.
Unless
I'm
you're
off
like
on Saturdays.
somebody was talking about this, like I think it was Fabian here last night. Fabian ironically had a few good points. There's like a level to like Scythe where you get enough clout to like host panels, but then like you don't have enough clout to like get people there unless you're paying them. Like, and it's like it's hard like on certain days. Shit, like Saturday's a hard day to do it on.
Yeah, I'm trying to right now pull up the New York Times election results. The thing about it is, I was just looking into it with my chat, and it looks like Georgia right now is certainly leaning towards Trump. But the thing about it is that we haven't had Atlanta put in any of their votes just yet, and I'm trying to see if it's changed. Ohio just closed too. In Ohio, same situation. You have a lot of rural counties pulling in their results, which is what's to be expected, right? So trying to pull this up, but the darn thing don't want to pull up.
Were you guys good?
No.
No,
They were terrible. Awful.
I was as good as I always am.
said
Another-
some TOS words.
Yeah,
Another tight race to look at is going to be shit, I lost it on my sheet here.
Beautiful. I'm just comparing the
New Hampshire
different.
second.
I'm comparing the different
There we go.
maps. It's interesting.
New Hampshire
I'm not.
second.
Well, you know what I'm not seeing right now, and I'll be real with you while you look for what you're looking for. I'm not seeing any surprises. We all knew Florida was going red. Nothing's crazy about that. We all knew it was going to be close in these other states. So far, it is. I know it's super early, but I'm not seeing any surprises. What do you guys
None
think?
right now. It's going as expected, right?
New Hampshire second is what I'm looking at here. This is something we're going to keep an eye on because the polls are about to close. 80% are in. This is one that was supposed to be a close race. It's off by 15 right now. So that could be one of the potential red wave districts that was going to flip. That's actually like going really heavy Harris. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, some other things. North Carolina is coming in with some votes as well. We're at 2% votes in, and Kamala Harris is up. But it's important to note right now that it looks like Raleigh is really doing some heavy carrying there with 6%, the majority, 72 to 27. But that's only 6% of votes in as well. Still waiting for Charlotte to start reporting in some of their votes.
$5 from Less Than Sell. Regardless of who wins, I'm proud of how far we've come. In this election, we have 2 first ever elections, either first woman president or first felon. Thank you for
Base.
$5.
It's American exceptionalism.
True. We got, let's see. Pennsylvania closed at 8 in 12 minutes.
Here we go. That one's exciting.
But that's
that
one's
one's
going to be
gonna
so slow. Don't
gonna
let
be
the polls
slow.
closing at 8 fool you.
No,
Pennsylvania is going to take forever.
that one's gonna be the one that, like, if Donald Trump were to raise any kind of claim about any kind of, like, fraud or anything like that, that's gonna come from Pennsylvania's race, probably because
Pennsylvania's
I mean,
the win or
if.
lose. Look, you guys saw my predicted map. I put it, my predicted map. I put it on Twitter. I showed you guys on stream. Pennsylvania is the state that I think will win it for Harris, but it's win or lose for both of them. Whoever wins Pennsylvania wins.
You think so? You think it's coming down to Pennsylvania?
Yes, because Harris can lose Georgia. Harris can lose North Carolina.
so as well.
Harris can lose Arizona. Harris can lose Nevada. Harris can lose Iowa. Harris can lose all these other states. New Mexico. She can't lose Pennsylvania.
Well, and I'll tell you guys this too. I looked at the Senate races, and according to ABC News, they were stating how basically there's 11 Republicans only need 11 seats to take the majority in the Senate, and right now they're expected to probably win 9 seats at least, which means that Democrats have to do some seriously heavy lifting to end up
They're not
taking the
going
majority.
to,
That's what I was gonna say.
unfortunately.
If you're expecting, look, I know one of the toss-ups is Texas, so we're
Oh,
my home
my
state.
God.
So I'm all confident with Texas, but even then, like, they would have to do a massive sweep in Ohio. They'd have to do it's just not going to work. House might be up, but I think what we're looking at here is one of the presidents, whoever wins this, is going to be dealing with the split Congress. Is what this is going to come down to. Is my bet. And that's going to be really interesting to see who can work across the aisle. Who would be better with that? Would it be Donald Trump or would it be Kamala Harris? That's the bigger question there, right?
Good chance of that.
Take a
though, the
wild
House,
fucking guess.
good chance the House goes to the Democrats.
Yeah.
I got a breaking news update. Just started to jump in here, but
Okay.
50 pro-Palestine protesters have gathered in front of the White House.
Oh God, it's over, guys. It's over.
Okay.
It's over. They will not vote
I
for
don't know why
Kamala Harris until she swears to dissolve the state of Israel.
Yeah,
I don't know
We're
how
gonna
that
lose.
showed up on
It's
my stream.
over.
I'm looking at the. So here's the thing, right? And I think this tells a story, and Florida's important, right? It's always going to be going red, but I think it bears to see some of the narratives that were going on, and we can kind of make some inferences. There was a lot of to do, at least in left wing circles, about Trump's comments on Puerto Ricans, right? Or his the comedian that he had at his rally calling Puerto Rican a trash island, basically. And how
Yeah.
that was going to swing the race, and a lot of Puerto Ricans were actually going to vote against Donald Trump because of that. That doesn't seem to be playing out in Florida. That doesn't seem to be
Well,
happening.
Florida wasn't. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe Florida had a ton of Puerto Ricans. It's
And
rather
mostly Cubans, things like that,
more, I
right?
was gonna say it's probably mostly Cubans, but I think from what we've understood is Puerto Ricans, surprisingly, are more in what was it, New York and Pennsylvania. That's the
Yep.
ones that we were supposed to look
Yeah.
at.
There's
So
like 500,000,
But
something like
Yeah.
there's
that.
not no Puerto Rican, no
Well,
Puerto Ricans in these
no,
states,
but I
right?
mean,
And so again,
yeah.
what I'm the reason I'm saying this is again Broward County, Palm Beach County, Osceola County, they're all underperforming their 2020 when it comes to Harris. Like Harris is underperforming Biden just across the board in Florida. I think that
but
matters.
I'm not. There's a whole lot of ways you can slice and dice that in Florida, right? I mean, Florida's Florida. It's. You could either say, is this because people are just like realizing that they're in a deep red state and the chances of them actually flipping it blue is slim to none? Possibly, right? Could it be that they just genuinely are not enthused about Kamala? Possibly. Um, it's hard to really tell. I know what you're trying to
It's
say
not
is
enough though, right? Like I
right,
get it. It's not something that we can hang our hat on. And if you're trying to hang your hat on
right,
that one data point, you're silly. But it's something that we keep in our pockets
right.
as we go through the night and we see what happens, right? Again, I'm still looking at the Georgia results. That's going to be key. Way more important than any other results coming out right now.
Right.
Again, Pennsylvania is the state to win, but again, we won't know. That's going to be forever, okay?
Right.
Georgia counts pretty quickly. It's at 19% already. And we have 63% Trump, but that is kind
Excluding-
of deceiving because you see
Very much so.
Atlanta. Atlanta's like right here, and none of those are in, right?
Exactly.
So it'll
And-
all matter where. So let's again. I just want to go through because again, ratios matter. What are they winning by? Trump's 72% in these really rural counties. 65, 77%. 70%. He needs 70 or better in these, by the way. 56%. That's not good. 78. That's great for him, right? 53%. Not good. He needs to do better. 72%. Good, right? And we can go through these.
Yeah.
But
will
keep
say,
talking. Go ahead.
look at North Carolina. North Carolina is pretty interesting too. There are several blue dots listed around the map, even in rural counties. And keep in mind too, North Carolina, for anyone, this is a particularly interesting race because of what we've experienced. Look towards more of the western side of North Carolina, especially where that hurricane came through. Right, that's going to play a big part in that race. And what we're seeing is in Bucombe County, 7% of votes are in, and we're at 77% on Kamala Harris, 22 on Donald Trump. And in the more of the mountainous regions in Swain County, this is 2%, probably more of a super rural area, but early to say, but 54 to 44 right now. So keep an eye on those western areas of North Carolina that are typically rural, that will typically go Republican. But due to this hurricane, it'll really tell you who did they basically think supported them more during those after.
It's
after
yeah,
race.
it's just so hard to make any kind of 3% is just not enough.
So-
I
Like
agree.
Georgia's at about 20. It's about 19%, so we can start, right? We can start to see.
For sure.
So
But
one of the
3%
counties you
just-
linked that you said he was doing poorly in was Twiggs County. He's actually up from 2020 in that county. He only took it with 53% last time. So some of these counties in Georgia aren't maybe not as rural as you think if they're like only one outside of the city there. Twiggs, 56% went to Biden. So in Georgia, not North Carolina.
Where do
Oh,
y'all
in
see
Georgia,
those?
Twiggs County. What are we
I
looking
got
at?
I got just the YouTube page pulled up with the 2020 results. It was Twigs, TWIGGS. You just went over it.
Here we go. Well, 65%. What did you say that Biden won it by?
He had 45, and so Harris 46. I'm sorry. So Harris is up, but Trump's performing pretty much just as well as he did in that county generally. So
But
he's winning
Harris,
that one.
remember, Harris won Biden. The Democrats won in 2020.
Yeah.
So if Harris is
Hold
doing
on,
better
don't
than
trigger
Biden was,
conservatives.
that's good for Harris. That's
Yeah.
bad news for Trump. That's good news for Harris. But again, that's 2,000.
Yeah.
There's about 4,000 votes total in that county. That's just one data point. We
For
got to
sure.
look at. I'm waiting for the city.
I got you. I just have a bunch of rural counties I could show you that are Trump's powerhouses. They have decent amounts of people, and that's what you probably want to go see to see if his turnout's a little
Okay,
higher.
let's give us the big powerhouses in 2020, and we'll check them out right now. Give me a general idea of where they.
I'd say Jackson County is a good one for Trump. He won almost 80% of the vote there, as well as Walker County. And
Jackson County. Where's Jackson County?
I live in. Oh, you just went
here
over
we
it.
go. No reports yet.
Shit. What was the other one? Walker County is another one. That's not near me either. I'm in a blue county, actually. I think you just went over the top part there. I'll keep looking too.
I'm in a dry county.
That is the saddest thing I've heard all night. Even if Trump wins, that will have been sadder.
Hey, what did he win by in Walker? There's only 4% of the votes. So
Oh shit! That's another 80%. So if you see,
we're only seeing 59% right now.
Those are the ones that we'd look to see if he's actually getting the turnout.
That's good information. You're the 2020 guy, so you give me the 2020. So let's look at Liberty County. Like Liberty County, 75% in. Right now, Harris is up 61%. It's not a huge county, but it is something, right? What was the 2020 totals? I'm really curious.
Liberty, 13K for Biden. He won it with 61%. 8K for Trump, 37%.
Okay, so Trump is at 39. Harris is at 61. 75% in. So
Trump's overperforming. Harris is performing on par.
Yeah, that's good. This is so close.
Here's an interesting one I got for you. Raleigh, North Carolina, Wake County. Harris is up even with 6% in, 72 to 27. In 2020, Biden did 62 to 35.
Yeah, we gotta wait for more though. Like 70% is just not enough, buddy. Right? I don't know.
Look, I'm ready to pop champagne. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't moved to North Carolina yet. I just got only Florida. And
I know
Georgia
we're looking for the hopium in a lot of streams, but I'm not looking for hopium. I'm not looking for copium. I'm looking for truth bombs. Okay.
What are your thoughts?
Product knows you got the best copium.
Go ahead, Lactoid. Go ahead, Lactoid.
Wick, Polymark, Trump just hit 70%. I guess. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh my God!
I just don't care about the betting
market.
70%.
70%.
Wick,
I don't think they're predictive.
Hold on.
That is. Why don't you think they're predictive?
Hold on. If
because
they win,
what people think is going to happen, regardless of what they're actually voting for. Right? Does that make sense?
No.
Why doesn't that make sense?
Because
it's all vibes.
Let me use my example. I put money on two different betting websites. One was Polymarket, and the other was I don't know how to say the other one. It's with the K. And I put my money on both of them, and I put it on both on Kamala because he was at 67% odds at the time. I wish I was putting money down now on Kamala because I don't think it's 70% odds Trump wins. So you're gonna be that's like what plus 700. Like that would be like that'd actually be plus 3, like
if
340.
she wins,
if she wins, you would win a lot of money. Like that. So that what you're saying doesn't make sense. Like, oh, I think this guy's gonna win. Like anybody that's a gambler isn't betting like what you're saying.
I just don't think betting markets are indicative.
Would you change your opinion if he does win?
No, I wouldn't.
Well, no. But why? Like,
because
explain to me why when every single presidential election since 1980, except for 2016, you don't think there's any predictive power there?
No, I think it's a lagging indicator. And as the night goes on, right, we're going to see more and more bets being made based on, right, what is actually happening. That does not, do you understand how it's a lagging indicator? Like, after the results start coming in, you start seeing wild swings. Oh, we got a bunch of new updates, gang. Bunch of new updates.
What we got?
Calls. Maryland has been called for Kamala Harris.
Hell yeah.
Massachusetts, 11 electoral votes going to Kamala Harris. We got Tennessee, 11 electoral votes going to Donald J. Trump. 9 Alabama electoral votes going to Donald J. Trump. Florida's 30 going to Donald J. Trump. Missouri, 10, Donald J. Trump. Oklahoma, 7, Donald J. Trump. Did we already call Kentucky? I think we did, yes. Kentucky was the first one called. So, no surprises.
Yeah, nothing we're not
DC,
expecting. Yet.
DC and Maryland are both going Kamala. So, yeah. APM is coming up. Yeah, well, APM just dropped, right? So we're going to start seeing all the Pennsylvania stuff.
Hold up real quick. Osceola County, the bellwether state of Hispanics that I keep talking about, Trump has taken the lead with 85% of the vote. He has never won that before. And it's a very Hispanic-heavy district. This could be an indicator that he's doing significantly better with Hispanics than the last 2 elections.
Fair. But see, this is what I mean about betting markets. They're going to see all this, and they're going to start placing bets. Does that make sense?
Well, I understand they're reactive, but I'm talking about going into the election. I mean, I don't understand
yeah,
why.
no,
this is
going
all-
into the election, I don't think it matters.
I had a
Okay,
whole host of issues
alright.
with that as well on both ends. When Kamala spiked, it was due to some massive whales coming in and betting. When you look at Trump doing really well, same situation. I think there's been some suggestion that it's actually they've been reaching out to certain content creators as well.
I'm really curious. 2020 guy, Data Cuck, Data King. Okay. For Dallas County, Texas, what was the 2020 results? I'm really curious.
We just had a call for Oklahoma, AP.
Oklahoma's been called.
Oh, I don't have Texas up yet. Texas only have 5%. We're going to see Virginia, probably Pennsylvania, and South Carolina before
Okay,
we.
I understand that Texas is only at 5%, but we have 60% in
Yeah,
Dallas
yeah.
County, and Dallas
Yeah,
County
let's
is
Got
a
a
huge
bunch
Hey,
county.
hey,
calls.
And
51% in. Holy crap.
yeah, 59% in for Dallas County. I'm curious what the 2020 is.
Oh, yeah.
Biden
Texas.
won it with 600,000 votes, 65%.
Okay, so far Harris is underperforming.
And Trump
That's
had
what I wanted to know.
33%, 300,000
Well,
votes.
interesting thing. Fort Worth, which is right next to Dallas, has had voting issues with their polling stations, and they've also extended their voting time.
Okay, we're looking at Pennsylvania. We have Allegheny County at 25%. It's only 25%, so keep that in mind. But
Yeah.
Harris is up by 73%. In 2020 in Allegheny County, what was the totals there? I think I actually had that.
I'm trying to beat him. I got it. Ha
Okay, what was it?
Allegheny was 59.7 to 39.2.
Well, it's only 25%, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But Harris, at least in 25%. This probably is the early voting, but I
Hold
no,
on, hold
because-
on.
No, hold on. Pennsylvania can't start counting early votes until
Yeah.
the polls close, so it's probably not
No.
early
Yeah,
voting.
I give it
This
some
is
time.
probably in person.
That's way too little, though. South
Yeah,
Carolina is probably
25%
a
is
better.
just not enough to make any really predictive claims. But
We have more South Carolina voting than we have Georgia right now. It's probably a state you should be looking at, too.
Oh, Atlanta just came in. I don't know if y'all saw that. Atlanta came in. It's 57% of votes in, 71 to 28.
is this Fulton County?
Fulton County, yep.
Yep.
71 to 28.
53% of the vote is in. What was the 2020 totals?
Pulling her up. Fulton County, 380,000 for Biden, who won with 73%. 137 for Trump, who had 26.
Oh, Trump is overperforming slightly and Harris is underperforming slightly, but only half's in. We'll see how the night goes, right? We'll see. We're gonna hear a lot of that. We're gonna hear a lot of that tonight. We hear a lot of we'll sees. Yes, everything you see that is highlighted red has been called officially. So yes, Gregor Sama, Florida has been officially called. Go ahead.
There's
Arigato.
63%, there's 63% in Dallas County now, which they now have 61 to 38.
That's still underperforming for Harris.
Oh, that's an 8-point swing from last election.
Yeah, it is. I'm waiting to see. This is.
But again, Texas is not going blue. It was never going blue.
Wait, hold on.
We knew it was
Not-
never
not
going
the
blue.
president. No, president's probably going to be red. It'd be great to see Kamala Harris. What I'm really more concerned about is the Senate race. That's what I'm trying to keep an eye on. But I'm like,
Fair
going at
enough.
50. I need to look like one of those stock bros, that have like the 15 screens up on their computer, and you're like trying to track each one. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Okay.
Luna won her race in Florida with a 5-point shift in her direction.
Man, just not enough in Pennsylvania.
Okay, so the
man.
interesting thing to note in Texas is Jill Stein, even though again it's like 5% in, Jill Stein has already managed to get 5,000 votes.
Jesus
5,000 votes.
Christ.
I was gonna say, and then no, but wait, it gets better.
5,000 too many.
Chase Oliver got 3,822.
Is the Libertarian Party that like is it like all like far right weirdness now?
I think
I know that they had a big fracture.
what I think that I mean, granted, I don't know how well independents did in those particular in 2020, but what this might indicate to me is that this is those people who are like, I don't want to support Trump, but I also don't want to support Kamala, so I'm just going to throw my vote towards these. That's interesting. I don't know how well they-
Breaking news, exit polling right now. Latino men are breaking for Trump as a majority, 54% to 44%. That's a 23-point swing from last election where they broke in Biden's favor.
We'll see how it goes. And is that nationally or is that in a state?
Nationally so far, it looks like.
Well, that seems to be playing out in Florida.
Tuna, you're hot miking.
I'm hot micing? My bad. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. Let's go, Jillionaires! Let's do it, baby! We are getting points, baby. Let's go.
I was excited.
Everybody knew. Everybody knew. Green down the ballot. Green for the president. Green for the senator. Green for the greenhouse manager. Let's go, baby.
Green underlighting is almost, kind of sinister.
Are you scared of our power?
Maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little sinister, okay? A little underhanded.
Something I want to note here is Trump was expected to win Ohio, this according to the New York Times. Was expected to win it pretty easily. Right now with 31% in.
Oh, wait, yeah.
She is up by 7 points.
Okay, where is the votes coming in at?
It's all the major cities. They kind of.
That's why.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's fair. Yeah, you got Columbus, Cleveland,
That'll
Toledo,
change.
Cincinnati, and Dayton all were.
Out of curious, Franklin County and Delaware County, what were the 2020 totals? Franklin County specifically.
What city are we in?
Ohio.
Yeah, Franklin and Delaware. I've got the Franklin right now is 70 to 29.
2020. I want to know 2020.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
Oh, we just had more votes come in as I was just looking at it. Now
Trump
2%.
lost Franklin County with 33%, Biden 211,000 votes, and then Biden won it with 410,000 with 65%.
Okay, so Harris is actually overperforming in this county, but only 40%'s in, so two.
Well, how many times are you gonna say? We'll just have to wait, Wick.
Yeah, too early.
He's gonna keep
Too
saying
early.
it until his copium is done.
What do you mean the copium is done? Like we can't.
It's just
make any
literally the
predictions?
truth.
Yeah, don't worry. If Trump starts losing real bad, I'm gonna start doing the same thing. It's too early. It's too early.
True.
I thought we were stopping the count.
What we're looking at is again only 7% is in North Carolina. Georgia, we only got 37% of the
Okay,
vote
can we
in.
stop the count in Michigan, please? We're at 76 to 22.
No, we don't do
Pennsylvania,
that.
yeah,
We're Democrats. We're
5%
better.
is-
We don't have to cheat.
Stop the count.
No.
Interestingly enough, in Philadelphia, this is actually an important data. Philadelphia is coming in. Two things are going to matter here: the ratio and the raw number. Right now, Harris is got 87% of the vote. You know the question I'm coming up with next, gang, don't you? What was the 2020 total? Again, there's only 17% of the vote.
Just
This could change.
prepare.
Which Philadelphia?
Yeah, Philadelphia County, Pennsylvania.
604,000 votes, 81% for Biden. 132,000 votes, 17%.
Way too early.
Yeah.
Way too early.
Way too early. That's gonna.
But Harris
Way
is
too early,
overperforming
and what
by
was
about
2020
6
like?
percentage points. So
The
that's
two
a-
catchphrases in
Wait,
the
what were the two percentages? It sounded like they were the same.
81 to 17.
And then
Right now,
what do you have it as
it's
right now?
87 to 12,
Gotcha.
Oof.
which is again overperforming for Harris.
It
Again,
is.
if
1/6 of the
this
vote.
keeps up, that's a huge gain.
So
That's
I do have
big.
some interesting, and this is very, very early. With 13% in Texas, Colin Allred is actually up in Texas.
Oh, here we go.
53 to 45. My boy Allred's gonna come through. Okay, Allred's gonna turn Texas blue. I am confident of it. Gibbs.
There's
And
no
what-
way.
Hey, and you know what, Gibbs? If Allred turns Texas blue, I'm meeting you. All right, and you're gonna buy me a beer. All right.
I will.
I
Listen,
don't-
I'll buy you more than a beer. I'll buy you a few shots as well. I'll tell you what. Here's my thing with Allred. I said this
Buy me a
recently.
bottle of Patron quality.
Yeah, we're gonna get you better tequila than Patron. But like, yeah. Here's my thing with Allred. I personally said Allred is much more palatable to like someone like me, right? Like he's a former Baylor like linebacker, captain of the football team. He's like not like he feels Texan, right? He doesn't feel like Beto, who's this guy who's like a limp dick, like uppity elitist with outside money, and like yet. The polling seemed to indicate Beto is a much better match against Cruz, which, I mean, even I'm not really a huge fan of Cruz, right? Like, he's kind of like elitist as well. But, like, I don't know. But the polling indicates he looks like he's a 4 to 6 point underdog against, Trump, not Trump, against Cruz, which surprises me. So, I mean, if somehow the polling was that far off and he does win, I'd be like, well, I was right. My gut was right.
Has he made banning assault weapons any part of his platform?
What do you mean?
Allred?
Yeah.
Allred's been.
Has he said anything negative about assault weapons at any point during
I don't
his
think he
campaign?
has.
Oh shit! Well, then he actually might have a chance, because that's how
We got another
Democrats
call.
lose in
We got
Texas.
another call. We got another call. South Carolina. Donald J. Trump has been protected. Look, we're making them all night. We're gonna go all night. I don't care if you think it's
What was it?
automatically a thing. Right?
Too early.
Too early.
What happened in
Not for
2020?
South Carolina. South Carolina is clearly red.
I will say this. Right now in Ohio, stop the count, please. Okay, we're at 52 to 47.
Stop! We don't need that.
35% of the vote in. I don't. Oh, look.
Is it too early? Wait, come on.
If you,
Listen,
if,
this is about
if
to turn into a
we're- if we're
drinking game.
sitting
If I hear too early
at
one more
85%
time.
of the vote in, and that's the ratio, call me then. Okay. Call me then.
Illinois
not.
said they closed their polls at 8 p.m. Eastern time, but I haven't seen. It should have been already closed by now.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're lazy.
Or no, I was looking for Iowa. My bad. I was looking at the wrong one.
Oh,
I was trying to
I
look
can't
for
comment on Iowa. Only Illinois.
No,
we
Iowa
got
closes
some
at
more
9.
results. More results from Pennsylvania that we're gonna get into. Again, only 5% reporting in. Statewide, 77% Harris. We're gonna look at where this is coming in from, though. This is coming in from Philadelphia County. That's gonna be huge. Harris is gonna be way up until these red states, red counties, I should
wins
say,
bigly.
start filling in. It's gonna be a huge lead as long as Philadelphia is ahead in the count. Now, Philadelphia goes in spits and spurts. Okay, right now they got 70% of the vote in. I want to see more than that. I got to see more than.
You want to go
Allegheny
check
County
those?
is at 30%, and it's at 72.
What was it in 2020?
We already looked. Pay attention. Keep up.
Sorry.
No.
County.
An actual question would be like, so right now, like they're 17% in roughly, and then we know the total votes is like what 100
In
and
Allegheny,
112,000, right? I mean, what was it? How many? We can calculate. I mean, how many votes were there in Philadelphia County?
Okay, so to be clear,
2020.
how the vote reporting does in these counties is by district. So when it says 70% of the vote, it means 70% of the districts, not 17% of the total vote.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Okay,
So
that makes sense. I didn't know that.
2020 for Philadelphia County, it was 603,000 votes for Biden, 132,000 for Trump. The split was 81 to 17. In Philadelphia County now, today, it is currently with 16% votes in. It's 99,000 votes for Kamala, 13,000 for Donald Trump, 87 to 12. So we are actually overperforming currently.
That's
in Philadelphia.
percentage-wise, but raw numbers will matter as well, right?
Can
Raw numbers will matter as well, and we won't know that until later on in the evening.
can we go back to Georgia for Trump's powerhouses that I pulled out?
Sure.
Yep. Ooh.
I got 4 for you to look at.
Trump's still ahead, 57 to 43.
Yeah, but again, this is going to be where it's coming in from.
We're looking
Okay.
at four districts: Walker, Jackson, Hall, and Bartow.
What
Jackson County or Jackson Hall?
Jackson or Hall. Either one. Either
Okay,
one.
both. So Jackson, with 92% of the vote in, currently Trump is doing 78% to 22% Harris. What was the 2020 total?
Harris slightly overperforming. Biden had 7,600 for 20%. Trump
I just
had.
need percentages right now, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. 78.
78 for Trump, and
Yep.
this was in 2020.
Yep, but he's already up votes.
But I want to mention this too. There's something to keep an eye on that I'm looking at on the 2020 map. That
Hold on, stop. What was Harris's again?
Jackson, Harris was at 20, or Biden was at 20.
Okay, so Harris is up a little bit in percentage. Good. Finish your thought.
Yeah, I
before
was
we go
gonna
to
say,
the
so
next.
there's some powerhouses that we need to keep an eye on, that to keep in mind. So right now, it looks like Donald Trump is winning Georgia by a landslide. However, there are some surrounding counties in Atlanta that have not reported in anything, such as Henry County, Gwinnett County, DeKalb County, and Cobb County. All 4 counties that Biden took massively. So in DeKalb, Biden took it by 308.
I understand what you're doing here, Doghouse. You're trying to give the hopium, but I'm looking for indicators that I think are important here, and those are important.
got
but
one.
nothing's in yet. Nothing's in yet.
Hold
on. I think hold on, both of you, because I think that what Tyler was trying to do was important. He was looking at these 4 counties. Let's look. We looked at Jackson. We saw Harris slightly overperforming currently with 92% in. We have 69% in Hall. What was the 2022? How did Biden do in 2020 percentage-wise, please?
For which county?
For Hall,
Where is Hall closest to?
right next to Jackson County.
Biden had 27% and Trump had 71.
Okay, so Trump is doing a little better. Harris, same percentage. Interesting. And what were the other 2 powerhouse counties that you mentioned? We have Jackson and Hall.
Walker and Bartow.
Can you give me help on the?
Oh gosh.
Well, while he's doing that,
Walker's only got 4% in. That won't help. And what was the other one?
Bartow. Bartow.
so this is what I was sent, and this is a decision
no,
desk.
hold on.
Right.
We are at Bartow. Currently, 77% of the vote in, 75% Trump, 25% Harris. What was it like in 2020?
Same, except Harris is 1 point ahead of where Biden was.
It's very, very close to call. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh, Ohio.
Yeah, so I got Rich just sent me this. He sent me the Decision Desk HQ, and they've moved their odds right now to at 7:25 Eastern. Donald Trump has a 61% chance of winning the presidency, and they're basically the logic from what he's telling me, what I'm looking up now on their website, is saying that although these states like Kentucky and Missouri aren't the swing states, it does matter because based off the voting patterns there, due to their proximity to these areas, why they're placing it more in percentage wise towards Trump now. I thought that was an interesting analysis.
Trump's trend line is doing better than it was before.
I do have an interesting observation I want to mention is Wood County, which is just south of Toledo in Ohio, in 2020 ended up pulling. Oh, right now they're showing that it's likely Republican on New York Times for Ohio. Wood County is got Kamala up over Donald Trump, but in 2020, Trump took that one, and right now Wood County has 45% of votes in.
Yeah.
So
I just don't see Ohio going blue.
Well,
maybe I could be wrong.
Right now,
What does Polymarket say?
I don't care. Okay, my God.
Trump's still at 70 or 69%.
If you mention Polymarket again, no, give us data. We got actually data. I don't need betting markets. We have voter data that is coming in. Let's look at that. I don't care about betting markets.
I was just kidding.
Okay, so there is some interesting things. Oh, never mind. I'll come back to that in a minute.
Okay, so Virginia seems to be going on track for what we thought. Got Brunswick County, Sussex County. I'm just doing it making sure that there isn't any super surprises coming in, because nothing, again, so far, nothing has been surprising. North Carolina, pretty early, 9%. We can't make any calls or any predictions.
You're going to chip your hot mic in just a little bit, just so you know.
Oh my God! Here, let me just turn it down at the gain.
Okay, so one thing I'm noticing, which is not really too surprising. I mean, we're only at 7% in, but it's important for anybody who's wondering about how the hurricane in North Carolina may have impacted any votes. The hardest hit area was obviously in Asheville, which sits in Buncombe County. Right now, 7% of votes in. Kamala Harris is up 77 to 22 in that county. And the county right next to it, Haywood County, which was, I believe, Republican in 2020. Let me check here. Give me 1 second. Is right now leaning towards Kamala. Again, it's a little too early, but yeah. Haywood was taken by Trump by 62% to 36%. Right now, it's leaning towards Harris with only 4% in, 60 to 39 with 1,654. So I'm just keeping an eye on that because I'm really interested to see. And you can see even Transylvania County, which is just south of there, 5% in. Kamala Harris is also up. So some of those areas, I was really curious to see
What's-
how that hurricane would impact those votes.
What's the vampire vote?
Come on now.
And tr-
Come on,
and tr-
man.
no endorsement from
Too
Dracula,
soon.
Transylvania. Oh man.
But the interesting thing about this, though, is if you look just south, so right where Greenville, South Carolina is, they haven't reported in any
Wait,
votes
just because
yet.
of time zone?
But Pickens County, which is would have been right along the path of Hurricane Helene, actually went 76%. Donald Trump with 71% of votes in, which is just literally a hopscotch over from Transylvania County in North Carolina. So
I
it's
wonder if
interesting
we
to
have
see the
any
disparity.
Dearborn. Do you know what county Dearborn is in? I know there's been some talk about that, and I want
It's
to
in
check
Michigan
it.
County. No, I'm playing.
I'm not. I'll check.
Yeah, can you give me a good check? I just wanna see because there's been some. Let's see.
Wayne
how to
County.
say it? Wayne
Wayne.
County. Okay. If Wayne County's in yet, no, it's not one of those that are in currently, so we can't really make any look-sees or check-sees. $5 from Portland is burning. We're talking Poly Market. I'm looking at numbers, and it sounds like Poly Market is currently projecting the Poly Market will be correct. Also, hi Tuna. Thank you for
This is about
$5.
this is really interesting. Okay, this is about the only time that Donald Trump will have a lead in Detroit, but Wayne County with less than 1% of votes in has it at 65 to 32. So about the only time that Donald Trump will have a lead in Detroit, but you know it's there. New York closes at 9. I'm really interested to see how Donald Trump claims that he can turn New York blue, guys.
No way.
Come on.
No. We're still at 17% for Philadelphia County, and that's going to be, like I said, it's going to be fits and starts. It's going to be 70% for a while.
Yeah, what scares me is I always get scared when I see a lot of these larger cities coming in early because it's like, yeah, they're but that's the problem though is like this is where a majority of these Democratic votes are coming from. So seeing that Kamala Harris is up 72 to 27 is great, except for the fact that it's like she doesn't have very many other areas that she can really take hold other than these other areas. So
Let's if I may, Chatham County, North Carolina. What was the 2020 total? We have a good chunk of it in, right? We're looking at 90% in this county.
where's cities closest to that? Chatham County?
I don't know what the city would be.
What's the name? How do you spell that?
It would be near Raleigh, first of all.
Raleigh?
And it's a Chatham.
Biden in 2020 did it 55 to 43.
Interesting. 90% of the vote in. Harris is overperforming and Trump is underperforming. 58 to 41. That's a see at 90%, we can start to be like, oh, we can look. Out of curiosity, what's the total? Now that we can look at the totals, because right now the totals are 26 to 18. What were the totals back then?
Trump had 21. She had 20. Biden had 26.
Hey, stop trying to look. I feel like me and Tyler are gonna go back and forth on these 2020 numbers.
This is my job. I got hired for this.
Oh.
I'm getting paid by Progressive Justice or whatever.
Man, decision just according to ICO just went up to 72% for Trump now.
Okay. We'll see.
Is it what is it? What is it, Wick? What's the phrase?
It's too soon.
Mm.
We'll see.
Hey guys, right now.
Whoa, buddy, too soon.
This is gonna be really interesting. Gibbs, you better get ready for giving me some Patron. But okay, look, I'll be fair though. Okay, Austin is 74% in.
Austin.
No, look. All right. Look,
Austin. If Austin's not 99% for all red, I'll be shocked.
okay, well they're close. They're at 71-26. Okay.
Okay, that's actually
then-
bad.
Well, what's funny is Dallas is in, and they're at 62-35. But all in all,
Dallas is also like one that should be like 70% for all red.
keep in mind Harris County, which is in a major metropolis area, that
Houston.
contains Houston, has not
It's
reported anything in.
Well, that's
So-
going to also be 80% for all red. Like,
Well, yeah. So look, right now, because this is what I want everybody to know. 32% in Colin. All red is up 50-48. Okay, let's stop it.
Hey, big update.
Uh-oh.
Big update. North Carolina called the governor race. Jill Stein wins the race.
What?
Wait, what?
What's it? I don't know the guy's first name, so it's Jay Stein.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought you
fuck
said Jill
you.
Stein and Jay Stein are completely different.
Josh Stein, what the
That's it.
fuck?
Okay, that's gonna mess me up, right?
Oh my
Jay
god.
Stein, man. You
Your
gotta
Gonna
guy in the
mess me
chair is going
You guys are
crazy.
governor.
We only got
you're in.
12% North Carolina. I want to hear from some of the people who've been a little quieter. So we haven't heard from Tuna much. We haven't heard from Fairy Queen much. Those are in Lactoid. So what are your thoughts? Let's go to Fairy Queen first, and then let's hear from Lactoid and Tuna last. What's your vibes? What's your thoughts? What are you looking at here? What's on your mind?
One of the things that's on my mind is like specifically to the hurricane. So if you look at the map and if you click on North Carolina, I want you to think about like the specific, like specifically Asheville, North Carolina. One of the interesting things about Asheville is that like it tends to be a pretty liberal city. Like it's a pretty like left-leaning progressive area. Like if you read like about it, like most of the people there I think typically tilt like Democrat. So I was curious about it because I was curious as to whether or not that county would like mostly be Republican. And I'm clicking on it right now, and it says like 73%. It's going to Kamala right now, and 26% right now. And true, it's only like 26% like reporting so far. But I don't think that bodes well for Trump for the rest of North Carolina, to be honest with you, because Asheville was a city that like was hit like the hardest. And like the way that you're going to like to have to flip this is to make sure that like these counties that like are blue that like they turn red. So, and if a huge hurricane like slashing through there isn't enough to turn like these like liberal counties like to turn them red.
On that note,
yeah.
on the North Carolina note, does Orange County, we have 86% of the vote in, right? So I think we can do some comparison. 2020 guy. What was the percentage and what was the total?
74-23. 63,000 votes for Biden. 20.
This motherfucker.
Okay. Harris currently
Coming for you.
is
I'm coming for you
75% of the vote to Trump's 21. So again, in Orange County with 86% of the vote in, good number, Harris is outperforming Trump.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's bad. Yeah, well, that's bad for Trump definitely.
well,
Like
sure.
for like the and honestly, like okay, I can't prove it, and like I may have egg on my face. Like by the time like it's actually finished counting, the vibe that I get from like just that county or because of like what's happened there, the vibe I get is that North Carolina will be blue. I don't know.
They just called the governor. They just called the governor race for him. It's blue. Mark
Yeah,
Roberts
hold up. You know about that was the one where the other candidate that was like where all the porn shit was like.
Yeah,
he was
that,
political.
that
and
might
that's-
not be indicative, but
okay.
no,
Yeah.
it's not a good
Oh,
sign
okay.
for the Trump campaign. Let's
It's
just say
not.
that.
He could carry the top of the ticket, and everybody below him could get a nice little bump up as a result of it. She could have a good point here.
And then you go over to Pennsylvania, right? And again, you know, it's only 8% of the vote has been been reported so far, but still, right? Like, and it's too close. It's like too soon maybe to say, but like right now it's 71% for Kamala Harris in Pennsylvania. So those are two of like the states that you predicted earlier this evening,
Yes.
Wick.
If
as being,
North
like, ultimately
Carolina,
predictive.
yeah, if North Carolina goes blue, I think we're done here. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think if North Carolina, but that's the thing though. I'm not so sure about that because I think the governor race was a confounding variable in this, and the fact that they had such a dog shit governor candidate might eke out a Harris win, but it wouldn't be indicative of larger trends.
Here's
So
something.
that's the only thing that would give me pause. But still, I have much more confidence in Harris winning if North Carolina goes blue
It looks,
than I do otherwise.
if you look at North Carolina's vote between president, it looks like there's a lot of split tickets for Trump that didn't go for what's his dick.
Yeah,
Arkansas just got called.
that's not a
6
surprise.
Arkansas votes.
Trump is outpacing Robinson by about 100,000 votes in the state.
Well, yeah. I mean, who would want to vote for Robinson, right? I mean, he's just political cancer. You just can't touch him. And it didn't like the Republican Party abandon him essentially? I'm pretty sure that happened.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, $2 from Testicle Johnson. Polly Market has Trump at 68.1%. I hate you.
Ban him.
Well, it's up to 70.3.
Yeah, I want to mention too. I'm looking at the 2020 map for North Carolina, and I will say this: there are a lot of counties right now. Granted, right now, but still leaning blue so far that were red in 2020.
Yeah, I'm just clicking through these red ones. You got 61% and 78% and 95% and 87%
Yeah.
in. But then you look at some of the blue ones, like, for example, Nash County, 2%. 1%.
Well, there's one glaring. There's actually two counties. Okay, more are coming in now. Just now, 2 counties that are not accounted for yet, and they are definitely strongholds for Democrats, and that is Greensboro and Guilford County, and Winston-Salem and Forsyth County. Those 2 counties have not reported any votes in for.
Where are they in the state?
I mean,
to the left. of
Forsyth
Raleigh.
County wasn't a huge powerhouse. That one's only off by about 15%. That's, I mean, it's not close.
You said
wouldn't
Granville?
call it a
Are you talking
powerhouse.
Granville County?
Guilford, Guilford County, which is to the left of Raleigh, to the left of I think it's where Greensboro is. Greensboro, and then to the left of Greensboro is Forsyth County.
Durham and Orange County are the big powerhouses, I would say, of that state.
Sure, I would agree. But Charlotte, what is Charlotte in that one? Mecklenburg. That one's another one.
So Guilford County is 0% in right now. So
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the
they have like
2020
100 votes in, right? So it's like nothing.
Oh, and another one is Hoke and Cumberland. Those 2 are not reporting anything in either. And in 2020, Joe Biden took those counties as well. So, just saying, you've got a total of about 4 counties that were solidly blue. In fact, Biden won Cumberland by 17%. More.
He won Hope by 1,000 votes because it's so small, though.
Yeah.
These are pretty minuscule districts you're getting into here, I would say. Forsyth is a good one, but it's closer. If Trump overperforms by 3 points in Forsyth, I don't think it's going to make a huge total. I think you got to look to Orange and Durham to see if you're actually seeing the Democrat base turnout.
Like Orange, I think that's a good indicator. I think again we looked at it. Harris is outperforming. She's just outperforming Biden's 20. Durham,
She's
she's
not
only
pace.
5% in.
She's on pace with Biden. She's on pace.
Y'all-
Trump's underperforming.
So I know this is kind of memey, but I've seen a lot of people talking about it that are normies and sharing posts. Do y'all think that the peanut thing is going to move any voters?
Oh
or
my
get
God!
people to vote?
Please no.
That's just.
I don't think,
I mean,
I don't
because-
think anyone.
You don't think
No,
so?
because there people exist in the real world and not on the internet.
She's got the
Yeah,
Harambe.
that's my
vote.
point. Yeah, it's like the Trump Harambe.
Okay. It's so stupid. Like, no. Like, I don't even know what else to say. No.
Mm.
I don't feel like this is a real issue.
I have
you
it
know?
that Trump just pulled ahead in North Carolina.
Did he really?
Well, we'll see.
By a tiny number, but he did.
I see it 49.4 to 49.3. 14% is in. We
Yeah.
won't know. Again, it will depend on what's coming in, where it's coming in. If we look at Durham County, we got 5% of the vote in. It's
South Carolina called.
well, that's been called for a while, buddy.
Oh, I didn't see that. My bad. I was good. My food's
It's okay.
here.
Like what I'm looking for, right, when it comes to North Carolina, is what